Yes, people, and welcome to The Pitch, sponsored by Spurs Kings TV. Big yourselves up each and every time. Big up to people watching later online or wherever you're watching, whether it's morning, noon, night. Hello, welcome to the show. I'm just going to bring my guests straight on, and we're going to get through some transfer gossip, some rumors, some news, some hot topics. And first of all, I'm going to bring on one of my guests by the name of Toon Tactics TV. How you doing, my brother? Long time no here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good. Thank you once again. Always a privilege to be on Spurs Kings. Fantastic chat, fantastic show. Ready to talk some football with you guys.
Lovely, man. And also, I've got a returning brother who was on last night, man. Made a little debut appearance on our Spurs Kings TV show yesterday. Big Preach, how you doing, man? Hope all was well.
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm well. Blessed to be here again. We got the gang each and every time, man.
And one long returner boy. I haven't seen him for a minute, but he's on the thumbnail and he's making an appearance. Folks,
yeah,
how you doing, bro?
Overdue. Glad to be back.
Yes, I hear it, man. All right, we're going to get straight into it. And yesterday, I tried to avoid this topic on purpose. I said to the boys backstage, we wanted to talk about Man U, but these Man U lads aren't here yet. But I will get into that topic real soon. I'm going to fast forward it to a question you guys asked me, like, what do I think of a certain Timo Werner? I want to get your guys' thoughts on it, because for me, I'm just talking personally. Timo Werner, I don't think he's going to be taking us to the next level, in my opinion. We had him on loan. The reason why we had him on loan was because someone went to the Asia Cup, in my opinion. And it made sense for him to come off the left and add some attacking threat, someone to run in behind and somewhat assist. So, and I thought as a stopgap, it wasn't the worst. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't mad at it. But to extend it on, this is where the issue means, because you've already got Bad B Brenner on the left, or Triple B, BBL Brennan on that right-hand side, doing the most. Call a back shot, BJ, mad thing. Like, no offense to the kid, because the kid, he's a good kid, you know what I'm saying? And he can improve. We've bought him, so he's got a ceiling. But there's no point having two road runners. Don't make sense to me. Why are you having two road runners? You know what I'm saying? Why are you going to load in one again? So any man that supports Spurs and he put the shirt on, don't ever get twisted. I'm behind him. If Werner scores, I'm going crazy. It doesn't mean like, you know, some man are going mad. Let me get it straight, bro. If he scores, I'm doing the dance, bro. But that's how I feel about it. I think we should be aiming higher, me personally. I want to get Toon Tactics TV, your thoughts on the Werner situation. What do you think? Would you have him at your club?
Remind me, he's on the left side, right?
Left side, yeah.
I think the transfer window hasn't even started yet. It's 14th of June, isn't it?
Correct.
And so in isolation, it don't look great. However, if, for instance, we finish a transfer window with a Pedro Neto and a Timo Werner, it don't look so bad. It looks like you've got someone to cover you. If you finish the transfer window with Timo Werner as your starting left walking forward, it looks horrific. So I think that's the main thing. It's just being able to see the bigger picture in that. Financially, obviously, economically, I think it's a loan deal. I don't think it's a transfer fee. It's not made permanent, which is fine. So you're either going to get, hopefully, the idea is you are going to get a better left wing forward, like I said, a Pedro Neto type, or maybe a young up and coming player from Europe. I hope that's the step. So essentially, Timo Werner is there to compete, to contend, and to rotate with that player. So that's my thoughts on it. But yeah, in isolation, not good. But if it's part of a bigger picture where there's someone else coming in, it's not too bad.
Gokes, Werner, Liverpool.
I'm just gonna say nobody's worried about Werner. When I look at the starting 11 and Werner's there, I'm not worried about Werner. I don't think he's a guy with a reputation who's apparently prolific in Germany, right? But every time he crosses over the English Channel, it's just, I don't know, it's just not what it needs to be. My question to you is this, Ash.
Yeah.
Is he better than Bergwijn?
Oh.
And then I'll add this on. I'll add this on top.
What was you yesterday?
I had to get the pull up
Before you
reverse.
answer that, let me ask you this. It's opposite side, but is he better than Lucas? So, bro, even as a stopgap, it's a backward step. It's a backward step because these guys, I think they were all right for you from the outside looking in. I think they were all right for you, but eventually they got let go, released because they weren't of a standard. And this guy is not even of a standard of these guys that didn't work out to me. I'm more scared of a Bergwijn and definitely of a Lucas. You know, big him up in the Champions League against City. I'm sure you don't forget. I'm more scared of them than I ever was of Werner. So it's a complete backward step. Even if he's just there to cover injuries, even if he's free. Bro, you see what Arsenal's doing. I think North London's always going to remain red if you've got Werner about. So that's all I'm going to say on that topic.
Yeah, and on that bombshell. Damn! Hey, what you saying to me, Preach? Talk to me.
What
you
can I say after that?
like Werner? Can he offer something in the squad? Because I think Son's going to play probably wide if we get a centre forward. And so the argument is people aren't mad at it because it's a loan situation. When they haven't bought him, Team Tactics has already said the window hasn't opened. Can you see any positivity where you say, right, okay, if he's just an out-and-out winger and he's going to cause havoc, coming off the bench, last 20 minutes, last 30 minutes, is there a point to say that maybe Timo can work at Spurs, or are you with the rest of the panel and you're like, listen, this one stinks?
Well, I mean, if they're going to do the job like the last 15, it doesn't matter who it is, but no one believes that he will do that job. That's the thing. So it's always worth it if you're going to affect the team. So I believe what they're saying, innit? Like no one's scared. Like it's not a fair factor. For now, I feel like it's just he's able to give other players a rest, innit?
You say vibes of him. Oh man, it's not how we want to start.
Other players get to rest, innit? So fatigue don't really affect it. Like, you get me? So, but I can't say any more than what these two have said. I don't feel like I can add anything.
Can I interject? Can I say, like, all right, you're a Liverpool man,
yeah,
and you're looking to your season, and it's your first season with a new manager. You've got Michael Edwards, his first signing, he come in. Are you expecting him to improve on the starting 11, or is it a man that you want to bring in to give man a rest?
No, but the squads are in two different places, though, isn't it?
No, it's a valid question.
No, it's valid, but I'm saying the squad is in two different places, as in, like, Klopp 2.0 is challenging for the title. You can clearly see what we need to be.
But and said he wants to win a title. He wants to challenge.
I rate him for that. Like, I rate him for that talk. Like, I feel like that's what Spurs as a whole need. They need that, like, get out of that what I call the depression zone, innit? And they need that. So, well done on that. Klopp does it all the time, bro. Well, he's not there. See, I still talk about him like he's still there, but he does it all the time.
No, hold this back. I know.
But he does it, innit? He'll call on the fans, innit, and be like, yo, like, we need you, innit? Like, kind of thing. So, and he needs support, bruv. So he should be saying those things, but like, yeah, man.
You gotta give obviously the new guy in charge, man. I know he's not dad, like, but you gotta give him a little hope, innit? But yeah, man. All right. I just want to move on real quick because.
But before you move on, just out of pure curiosity, and maybe because I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, are you happy with Richarlison? Just out of pure curiosity.
Me personally,
yeah,
I think we need to improve on that because I don't like players that rely on services. Do you know what I'm saying? I like my strikers to fashion their own chances. I like strikers to be able to hold up play, even though he has improved on his hold up play of late. But it just seems like he had a lot of things going on mentally. And I need my guys to be mentally strong. I need them to have that type of needle. If we're going to get over, if we're going to take it to the next level, and we're going to be pushing on from 5th, I think with everyone else improving, we need a top quality striker, especially if we're looking to replace a Harry Kane, which we can't. Like, I need to get it out of my head, but I don't think Richarlison is the level where we need to be moving towards. I think like if there's space in behind, again, another player causes havoc, a bit like a Darwin Núñez in terms of like he's a bit of a handful. Does that make sense? So if you do a ball over the top, he's a nuisance. If you put a ball into the box, he's a nuisance. Do you know what I'm saying? In that terms of profile. But I'm looking for a profile of a centre forward that can have his back to goal, that can run in behind as well. But then he's a target man. He's in the box. So different attributes I want from a striker. And I don't think Richarlison profiles in that type of centre forward. I think he's more of a wide forward, in my opinion. And I prefer a 9, an old school.
Yeah. Who was great? I remember
Are you happy to have him around the club? Or
me personally, I'm not as mad as other people. Other people are like, get him out. No, he's not good enough. If we lose him, then Richarlison's if we lose our centre forward, then Richarlison comes in. I thought for the games he came in, he got like something like 10 goals in a row or 9 goals in a row. Like it was a crazy purple patch, which it was a purple patch. But at least he's got that in him. Like he could take him off the bench, he could cause problems, he could cause trouble. So I wouldn't be mad if he's in the side and all of a sudden there's 20 minutes left, 30 minutes left, and you got to bring on a Richarlison. He can do something, in my opinion. Especially like he scored against you, man. Obviously, I know you got the whole derby rivals thing. Maybe that's why he played it a level up. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it.
Fair play.
It's kind of like well, I've got the lights on. So kind of like Demba Ba. Demba Ba was fantastic at that. Whether it's running them behind, the physical presence, as well as the scoring, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you look at, well, you guys should be looking at Ivan Toney, a Solanke, maybe.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I think Ivan Toney would be a bit better because his hold-up play, helping us in the build-up, is a lot better. And I think him threading balls to like one of our players, if we were to get like an Eze or Maddison that's there already, and he's threading balls into some of those players, or even Son, I think that would work wonders in our team. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what we've been missing, in my opinion. But I'm going to move away from Spurs real quick. I will return, but I want to talk about Manchester United. So they have had no actual announcement. They were meant to have an announcement today, and then I think it's Jamie Jackson. I think that's his name, not the guy from EastEnders, the one with the dog and Willard. Not that Jamie Jackson, a reporter, a journalist, and he's basically come out and he's saying there's going to be an announcement either tomorrow now, Friday, or the end of the weekend, but they don't want it to drag it on further than this week. But my question to you guys, no Ten Hag sacking at the moment. Do you think these owners are coming in and they're seeing 2 trophies? 2 trophies, not 1, 2 trophies. He's had a bag of injuries. Yeah, I'm saying stop-start season. Is he thinking maybe, right, if I give this guy the tools and he's got a proper like football director of football in charge, rather than him just picking from the Dutch league, can we cook? Can Man United step up to the next level? Do you know what I mean? And I'll start with Toon Tactics again, bro. Go on. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting hearing it from Man United fans. Obviously, I see externally. I think yes, he came in. We were promised Ajax football. Instead, we've got survival, former Watford football. Instead, however, it brought them 2 trophies, and they had mountains of injuries. They've had issues with their own players. Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, whether you agree with how he's dealt with it or not, those issues still arose. And he dealt with them how he dealt with them. And he still won. And he did bring in players such as Kobe Mainoo, Sancho, Garnacho, all those other things. And he did succeed in that. However, I think with all the success that he has made, I think as always with new owners, they're still going to want their own man in. And I think when they deliberate amongst themselves, they've got to say to themselves, what football do we actually want? And even if Ten Hag, I think, won the Premier League, for instance, if the football that he's playing, his philosophy isn't what they want in their academy, because at the moment their academy's players are playing better football than their first team players. They play totally different football. I think they won the league or they won something this, like they've been phenomenal. So that's got to change. They've got to find someone that's going to marry that up. And I think despite his wins and what he's achieved, I think they'll go for they'll go for a new manager unless Ten Hag convinced them. Remember that football I was doing in Ajax? I'm telling you, this year, I promise, I won't cheat on you. I'll keep it clean. Right. I'll give you the Ajax football. So that's what I think is probably 60-70% likely that they'll cut him off, they'll sack him, because I think there's a longer term picture, not necessarily of what he's achieved. That's kind of my view on it. Whether he deserves to be sacked or not, it all depends, isn't it? Like if you're a new owner and you want a particular style of football, no matter what the other guy has done, you got to move forward. You can't necessarily have emotional attachment, and that's what big clubs do. Liverpool, Man United, Real Madrid, or whatnot. You know, Real Madrid have sacked guys that have won the La Ligas because they didn't like the football. So, yeah, that's my view on it.
Golks, what are you telling me? Do you reckon that Man United need to get rid, and they're taking too long, and this could possibly drag into the next season where if Ten Hag has a run of bad games, supposing it's 4 games in, and he doesn't do well, and then all of a sudden it goes back on the board, compared to if they got a new manager in and he hasn't won 4 games, then it looks less bad, if that makes sense. You give him more time. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Definitely taking too long. It's getting disrespectful now. I mean, even outside of football, imagine this was just your day-to-day job at the delivery service, and you had a disciplinary and they just weren't getting back to you for a week, 2 weeks to tell you whether you had a job. It's just it's unacceptable from that perspective. I get the impression that the Ineos hierarchy would have preferred in many respects if they didn't win the FA Cup, because before that it was I think he was definitely out, because you could see that they were changing. Hello, Yoms, you all right? Talking about your boy. Anyway,
yes, and welcome, Yoms, to the show.
Welcome. We're talking about your boy. But you can see that Ineos was changing absolutely everything. They were creating new roles that wasn't there before. Director of football. They were making, senior management changes, and everything was lining up to them changing Ten Hag. And then it's almost like him winning the league in many respects has kind of foiled the clarity in which they were going to get rid of this guy. But nevertheless, either way, I think it is disrespectful now that he's waited this long, and there's so much speculation, especially in football. We don't see this often. There's probably 10 sackings per season nowadays, and we never see things play out this long and this in this way, especially at the end of the season. So to answer your question directly, there's definitely waiting too long. I don't feel like it's acceptable, and they should handle it in a much classier way. To your second point, should he go? Should he be sacked? I mean, this is Yom's topic, so I'll let him take it. But on the damning side, I'll say, injuries aside, their Champions League campaign was one of the worst in living memory. It was a complete waste of time. There was no point in them being there, and the teams they had, complete waste. So that was really, really damning for me. However, since everyone likes to pull out statistics, I can't remember too many managers, including the greatest ones, that won 2 trophies in their first season and got to 3 finals in their first season. And I'm including Pep and like the greatest managers in there. So he deserves some kudos for that, despite strong headwinds, as they say, with the injuries and so on. So that's my view.
So preach.
So I was going to ask Cox. Say you're a manager at work, yeah, and you've got a colleague who very rarely turns up on time, has issues with fellow staff, but on some of the major projects during that year, he totally smashed it out the park. What would your thoughts be on that colleague? Would you keep them? Would you sack them? What would it be for you?
You know, it's a good question. And I think that actually happens in everyday work scenarios. Like sometimes your star performers, they are a little bit sloppy with their admin. They're late every now and again. Like especially in my field, definitely. And unfortunately, they do get a little bit more leniency than people who are not producing. There's a lot of managers who are popular, like what's his name that was sick recently, Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson's a perfect example. Seems like the loveliest guy, do you know what I mean? But when he was at Liverpool, it was just like I felt sorry for him. He was only there for 6 months, but I was just like, we don't want you, man. We don't want you. You seem like a nice guy, but we don't want you, like, you know. And no matter how nice they are and by the book they are, if they're not productive, they got to go. And Ten Hag, if he's not one thing, he is productive in terms of silverware. So that's that.
Just to add, I want to give Preach in. So Preach, what is your thoughts on the actual Manchester United situation? Because it's a good point that Team Tactics has brought up, and anyone can interject at any time because I'm going to let Yoms go in real soon. But like you think about the star players that they normally had last season, like Rashford was on fire. Do you know what I'm saying? We know what Sancho's capable of because we saw it in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? But you've got players and you've got elements there where you're like, rah, Man United could actually cook. The new board have come in. Like I said before, they've got 2 cups under the belt. Ten Hag has got previous of changing the way he played, but obviously because of the injuries, and Yoms has said it. Yoms has said it on this show many a time, man. Injuries, guys. Injuries. Give him a break. Injuries. So does he have a leg to stand on? Should Ten Hag get a chance under these new ownership? Should he have a little? Is it a progression or is it trophies? What are we saying?
I thought trophies is progression, isn't it? Like if you're winning trophies, you're getting in the right direction. I just think it's the Premiership. That's the thorn in the side. It's the Prem. Like when I speak to other Spurs fans and I told them like you should just go for like the FA Cup and stuff like that, they're like, no, I want the big stuff. I want the Premiership. I want the Champions League. And I always say to them like you like steps in it, baby steps first, right? And then go for that. I feel like I think Manchester United are bigger than just FA Cup. Just FA Cup wins. But to me personally, Man United long may continue. I'll be honest, like I'm so happy that they're in this place. Look at their stadium, leaks every time it rains. like long may it continue. So if Ben 10 stays there and it means that they improve in the Premiership, then fire him now. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, take my bias away. He's winning trophies. He's winning. He's won every season he's been here. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what players want at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? When they're sitting down in the chair with their hot drink talking to their grandkids, they're going to talk about the trophies that they won whatever year it is. Do you know what I'm saying? So on that note there, he's doing a good job. So I'd say I would say like backing, like you're getting results. Like going back to the staff member coming in late all the time. If they're hitting the targets, if they're, you know what I'm saying, if the company is profiting from it.
Hey, Yops is getting his notes ready. He sounds like a lawyer. He's like, oh my friend.
I see you on sizzling. He's just sizzling. He's just ready to go. Oh my God.
Just one more thing I would say though is that Ben 10 got the same like hassle at Ajax that he's getting now as well.
Okay.
Like Ruud Gullit was on him. Like you say, players don't look like they know what they're doing. It's the same thing we're saying now. So It could work. You never know. But I won't be a hypocrite. I'm always for giving managers time. So I'm not critical on that. As much as I don't want to see Man United progress, I promise you, bruv. I don't want to see it. I'm happy.
He needs time. Are you listening? He needs
before we let Yums cook, because we know he's going to go off, right? And we're here for it. Before he does that, I want to ask Big Preach a question, yeah? Arne Slot, this guy that we never heard of 2 days ago, yeah? Wild one, Chinks, you're right. The delusion is going to start. He's in the building. But Arne Slot comes into Liverpool, yeah? Arne Slot finishes outside the top 4. The first season, he finishes second in the league, wins the FA Cup. Second season, finishes 8th, but wins another trophy. Are you saying to sack him?
Say that one more time. Sorry, there was a lot.
So basically, Arne Slot comes into Liverpool and does what Ten Hag does. Are you saying sack him?
If he wins a trophy and you finish 8th.
No, first season he finished second. Or second or
third.
Third. Finished third. So he finished Champions League and he won a trophy. Second season, didn't get into Champions League, but he won another trophy.
I'd be more disappointed than Man United fans should be now, because we're going like downwards.
Yes.
Man United's trophies just taking them up from them.
It's different.
But we were in the wilderness, you know. Liverpool were in the wilderness for how long? But anyway, I'll let Yoms go.
But remember, we've just experienced 8 years of heaven, you know. So, but let's not go back. Let's not go into Liverpool too much, because I know that's a topic to come up later still.
Hey, Yoms.
Hey, yo.
Hey, I was on holiday still. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Bless you. Too, yeah?
Can I just say I'm so glad that this panel is this panel, because I'm looking at 5 very level-headed people. I thought I was going to come here and have to bloody speak to Stefan. I just stopped responding to that guy. If I see in his face, bro, I ain't gonna lie. You might want to just be like, hold on, I swear you'll be jumped on. It's gone.
Man.
Yeah. It's a mad situation at United still. I can see why the question of sacking Ten Hag is there. Like Ineos, who knows what on earth they're playing at? Either he's your man or he's not. You make a decision. And one thing I rate about Chelsea is whether they get the decision right or wrong, they make the decision and they run with it. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think Poch should have got sacked, but they made the decision. 2 days later, he's out. Next person's in, and they're making signings. Do you get what I'm saying? They're on their job. United, who knows? Poch in 5 minutes you can get a ping and it says Poch is Ten Hag is gone. Tomorrow you can get a ping and it might be he's our man. We're back at who knows? Like, it's just a joke thing.
But are you happy that? Sorry to interrupt. Are you happy about this new signing that you got? A certain centre back. Paid for you before, though. He paid for you before, and he actually had a good season.
Well, he paid for us 25 years ago. Yeah.
I think he's like 37. He goes by the name of Johnny B. Good. I mean Johnny Evans. Johnny.
Yeah. It's a mad thing. I don't know. This is what I'm saying, and this is why, for me, Ten Hag is. It's going to sound crazy, but Ten Hag is performing miracles, bro. When you actually check it, the guy is performing miracles. You're giving him Johnny Evans to work with and asking him to do something in the league. You're having a laugh. Do you get what I'm saying? Johnny, like we had, I think it was 16 different defensive combinations, right? We played our starting back 4 on paper 4 times last year, right? Like, nobody's telling me that they're doing anything in the league with that. We played, what was it? Casemiro centre back for 7 games.
Mad.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what do you want from the man? And he still managed to win a trophy. And
yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know. To me, sacking him is nonsensical. Like, it's absolutely nonsensical.
Yeah, it can't be, because he's the best manager in the league. If we really think about it, if we all
don't fill in for Stefan, man.
if we all keep a level of consistency, which we never do.
Right?
and the amount of flack I get in the group for saying Arteta doesn't win nothing and you must get rid of him and no progression. I'm bedazzled. I've arrived in here and you're talking about Ten Hag's not the GOAT. Where's the WhatsApp group energy that I always get attacked with?
Listen. I've
you,
never said
though, personally, not you.
Yeah. Like what I'm saying is, for me personally, I think with Ten Hag, look, when he's got his players, he perform. If you go an entire season and you look at the teams that had similar levels of injuries, right? Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, United, similar levels of injuries, right? United had, I think it was 67. Newcastle had about 62 or something like that, separate injuries, and so on and so on. Like the teams all finished in similar positions, isn't it?
Even last year, we only finished 2 points behind you. We were
2 points behind. When you
same injuries this season, and we're like literally the same points. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So the proof is in the pudding. When he's got his players, we win games.
Can I ask a quick question as well? Since I just want to ask questions that I get asked because I noticed that they only ask me them. So, considering league position is irrelevant, and I like to get asked a lot, is Man United's season better than Arsenal's? What about Liverpool's? Because surely that Cup Day one's worth more than the one Liverpool won. Or am I deluded here?
You're deluded.
Can I answer that?
Man, you didn't have a better season.
So what are we doing here? Like, I don't understand. So are we saying
this
is the question whether or
not a
not
little bit of jalapeno sauce in the stew and just mess up the whole thing? Bro,
I'm confused. Are we saying is the question?
Goats is not in the WhatsApp group, is he?
Yeah, I'm Cass, bro. I'm Cass.
Okay, so do you see the flack I get and the questions I get asked? So considering Man United won a trophy and we didn't, they had a better season than us. Since their trophy's worth more than yours, did they not have a better season than you?
No, because we finished top 4.
Yeah, between both parties, we got everything you got and everything you missed.
But their trophy's worth more than yours, no?
No, we didn't get Champions League as well. So we got.
Let me take this one. But Jinx, this is the thing, yeah. If we finished 7th and we won a Carling Cup and they won an FA Cup, I'd say their season is better than ours.
Yeah.
Even though we finished higher than them, that's my opinion. But when you combine the Carling Cup with the top 4, we had a better season than them.
Who's them? United.
Man United.
And no. See, this is the thing. I totally agree with that because you've got to see going into the Champions League as an achievement now, right? There's so many teams vying for it. You've got to see going into the Champions League as an achievement. Wow. Let's just be real. I mean, Arsenal was winning
our season was irrelevant then. But
no. I'm not saying that. If you're asking, I think a more relevant question is: did Liverpool have a better season than Arsenal? Would you prefer 100%. To be finishing where Liverpool finished at the end of the season with a cup, or where Arsenal finished running?
So this cup,
I don't think United's not even in that question.
Great question. Let me change it. I know Chick's gonna come in, interrupt me at any time. If Arteta next season, right? If he wins a cup next season, and it's a league cup, a domestic cup, but he finishes outside the top 4, are you happy? Or do you prefer him to finish second and play attractive football and feel good about the season? What ones are you going for?
That's a good question because we've done all of that, to be honest.
Cups.
But you lot know me though, because you asking me this, you know the type of person I am, and I think all trophies are worthy. I just find it amazing that the narrative changed because Arteta ain't won shit. And
but that's what I don't understand. Where did the narrative change?
He's won the cups that you guys lift in the air now that count, but when we won them, they don't.
No, he shared that cup with Emery. Don't do that.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? Like Emery gave him a leg up, and then he jumped over the wall afterwards, isn't it? Like, so
the cup's Emery's then.
I'm saying they shared it.
But even still though, you would think that Arsenal, personally, all right. So here's a question: should Arteta have won more cups than he has.
100%. 100%.
That's where the flack comes into 100%. Arsenal fans. Is because really he should have for how long he's been at Arsenal and how well you guys have been playing and all the progression and all of this, he's got an FA Cup to show for it in 5 years. That's what people are saying is the
I think it's
an underachievement there.
I'd only agree with you to the extent of
the only league in 8 years, not an underachievement as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the only cup I would say possibly was the Europa, because you were the top team there and you lost us the way you lost a Sporting being in control. But I think it's a little bit disingenuous because people forget how far Arsenal were before Arteta came, and then they really went for a real serious. It's the same thing.
That sounds a little bit like nuance, bro.
Come on, man.
It is a bit.
It sounds a little bit like nuance.
Because this is a little bit of what they level at Klopp. They say he didn't win anything in 8. He only won some, in 8 years. But I always say that I think for me, he's won 8-9 trophies in 6 years, because I take almost the first 2 years, the first 18 months as him getting the team that he wanted. So I think it's disingenuous when people say he has only won in 9 cups in 8 games.
But this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying about the disparities when we talk about managers, right? Right now we're talking about Ten Hag getting the sack and the rest.
Yeah,
Arteta finished 8th, 4th, right? It took him 8th, 5th, then 4th, right? So it took him 4 years. It took him 4. So 10 and he won FA Cup, then nothing since.
Yeah.
Right. So Ten Hag's finished 3rd, 8th.
And take into account it's Arteta's first
job ever. Forget all of that though, because he should have won everything.
There's no.
He should have won everything in comparison to his imaginary standards.
I get that, but really and truly, if I fill out a job application and they give me the job, I've gone for the job application. They've hired me. They've known that this is my first job. This is my first job. Like, you can't. I'm not taking it away that he's done well in his first job. I think Arteta has done amazingly. But the reality is, if we're talking about like 8th, 5th, 4th, like personally, I think Ten Hag's had a brilliant start.
Come on,
do you get what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here?
So do those two? So Arteta's done amazingly. But yet he should have won trophies. Those two statements can't coexist together.
No, I'm just. You can do amazing. Why can't they exist together? You can
because everybody's putting him down for not winning, but then he's done amazing.
I think they're jealous, to be honest. I think some of it's too much banter. I think it's just
I'm not even bantering.
Not you. Like, I'm saying, like, when people say, like, because now there's the thing with Arteta is, if he doesn't win something next year, sack him. And I'm like, why? For who? To go where? To do what exactly? Where's Arsenal going to go from there? Like, sack him and who? Get who? Gary O'Neill? How about another championship manager from like Chelsea did?
I don't know. I'm a different view. When Potter got second, we were getting called the bridesmaid and all of that. Do you understand?
Oh, you were the bridesmaid.
See? Hey, listen, Tinks. You see the switch?
You know the difference is though.
It was amazing. I
agree with you, Chinks. I agree with Chinks in the sense that it sounds like contradictions when people say.
Right,
what's happening?
Be the host this one. We all cut out, so it was you.
I apologize when I have a mistake. But yeah, go on, carry on, go. Because you're about to say something.
I just said I agree with Chinks when he says that there is a contradictions when people say that Arteta's done really, really well, but he hasn't done well, and so on. Because I get that. For me personally, I don't think he's done that great. That's just my personal view. And it's nothing to do with jealousy at all. Arteta, by the way, let me say this, disclaimer, Arsenal was the best team, my favourite team last season, apart from the fact that I'd like to do a little banter. They played the best football. I think they had the best structure. I was secretly wanting them to win so we can break this monopoly. When Liverpool choked, out of the two, I preferred Arsenal to win, and so on and so forth. But I don't perceive that he's had a great tenure so far. I think he's been there 5 years. Most Arsenal fans that I know, the vast majority were saying Arteta out last season when they didn't get into the Champions League, when it was odds on. No one remembers that part. I don't think he's done. I think what he's achieved is exactly what Brendan Rodgers has achieved. And I think that he is a Spanish Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers just didn't get as much time as Arteta got, or as much money. But if he had as much time and as much money, I don't think that Brendan Rodgers would be anything. I don't think Arteta's done anything better than he has. That's just my personal opinion. Brendan Rodgers finished second, and he took us from when he got there. We were seventh, and he brought us up, and we almost won the league. Gerrard slipped, so on and so forth. So I don't see it as this exceptional thing. I see that last season, so many teams had an off season, and Arsenal were exceptional. They were better than they've been in a long time. And that's not their fault. That's fantastic for them.
Last season,
so many other teams were really poor, and it made it seem much tighter than it actually was. I don't think he's been exceptional. And yes, that man has to win a trophy. He's been backed. He has to win a trophy.
You disrespected us.
So last year it was amazing, and then it was a long time before we were good again.
No, but you see, Brendan Rodgers,
considering we were twice finished second.
He did good with Kenny Dalglish's team. Suarez is Kenny Dalglish's signing. As soon as it became his players, we wanted him out.
I disagree with that.
And Arteta's but the Arsenal doing well now is Arteta's team.
No, but this is where the nuance comes in, though, because you've got to look at the structure,
bro. But Brendan Rodgers wasn't there for 5 years. I'm just saying.
That's why, because it's
when
his team started to go place, it was terrible.
I love Liverpool.
Downhill. It started with Suarez.
Brendan Rodgers.
Wait, can I just remember SAS? Remember SAS? It was going well, and it went downhill. We ended up with Benteke doing some stupid knee slaps.
I'm telling them, man. There, but hear what I'm saying.
Arteta has made it from Emery's team's gone up. It's gone upwards.
But you're missing the whole point. The fact is, with King Kenny's team, we never got anywhere near the height that Brendan Rodgers took us. Yeah. So you can say that even when Arteta took over Unai Emery's team, he didn't get those heights. So the equivalence is the same. If Brendan Rodgers had 5 years and money like Arteta has, lots and lots of money, maybe he'd be in the same position. Maybe he wouldn't. My point is, I don't look at Arteta and think he's a superb manager. He's done so well. I think that he's done okay. I think he should have done much better. And the pressure's on him. And I'm going to be on his case every single year until he wins something. It's as simple as that. And what irks me about Arteta, that's Arteta conversation, is his name gets mentioned with big boy managers. And I don't understand why. I do not understand why. Honestly. That's my view.
Is it fair to say with King Kenny, you had the guy who knew how to get the right personnel in terms of players. Mm-hmm. With Brendan Rodgers, you probably had a better style of play. Arteta probably marries the two, but he's very much in his embryonic stage in terms of the career. And what people are seeing in Arteta is the potential of what could happen. It doesn't mean he can go on forever.
Why does he get so much leeway, though? Why does this man get so much leeway? I don't understand it.
Let me just say this. When we talk about potential, and this is why the Brendan Rodgers, I keep going back to Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers, when he was at Swansea, was playing some of the best football in the league, in my personal opinion. Yeah. That's why he was able to make that transition from a relegated team to one of the biggest teams on the planet. It wasn't just a roll of the dice. The football they were playing was out of this world. And when he implemented that 4-4-2 diamond, although Preacher's saying it's with King Kenny's players, when he implemented that 4-4-2 diamond with his players, it was phenomenal. It was a marriage made in heaven. Okay, when we started to get players like Benteke and Balotelli and all of that fell apart. There was no fluidity. Fine, that's that. But what I'm saying, my ultimate point is, that when you're talking about potential, and we could see when Brendan Rodgers came at first that we're onto something here, right? Raheem Sterling used to be a headless chicken, right? don't forget that Sturridge was a journeyman that was kind of on his way out. He had been at a couple of teams, including Man City and so on. He wasn't someone that anyone was revering as this top boy striker. That's why he was at Liverpool in our dark days. But Brendan Rodgers created that formula. And what I'm trying to say is that's exactly what Arteta has done.
Spanish Brendan Rodgers, is that what he said?
Huh?
Spanish Brendan Rodgers, yeah.
That's it, bro.
Well, Gox, if Brendan Rodgers had Michael Edwards,
just have it alone is like.
Why was Brendan Rodgers sacked then? If he's so good,
because our standards are higher than yours. That's why.
Okay, so it's only strictly the fans. Strictly the fans.
Strictly the fans. It was time for him to go. Like the same way.
It had nothing to do with the people who made the decision.
Bro, the fans were putting pressure on. The same way that you guys.
I can't slot.
Do you remember?
I can't wait for this year.
It was the results. We were
but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about leeway. Like at the end of the day, yeah, everyone now talks like as if they all want Pep football. But it wasn't too long ago, like Mourinho was that guy in the Premier League, innit? And he was playing counter-attacking football or whatever. At the end of the day, it's a results business. Like you got to.
That's kind of disrespectful. You know?
No, it's not. It's a results business. And
the
if you don't get
the dominance that Pep has displayed is lapsed over what Mourinho displayed in the Premier League.
No, it is in terms of win. I mean, the man's won 6 and 7, right, or 5 and 6, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it would have been 8. It would have been 8 in a row,
over 100 points. I'm not comparing in terms of who's the
in
better
a row.
manager.
Yeah, so
I'm not comparing about who's the better manager. But what I'm saying is, when you're winning and you're winning trophies, you're good. Like the thing is about winning trophies, you got to be winning stuff.
No, but
if you're not winning stuff,
that's to you though.
Yeah,
that's your opinion.
I'm saying all right. That might be to me. Say that's to me, right? Say that's to.
Oh, you should be
evidently that's to Liverpool as well. That's to clubs that Man City was winning Premier Leagues before Pep. They brought him in to win the Champions League. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's about the winning, and the sense that I get from Arsenal is that like second is fine as long as we're playing good and as long as we're all right, we'll do second. We don't have to win a domestic cup. We don't have to win a League Cup or FA Cup. We don't have to win a Champions League. We don't have to. We're just good. We're just being there.
That's the way you view it, and that's the way Goats views it. Because you two want to act like Man City don't exist. Do you get what I mean?
Don't put that on me. I don't say that about Man City.
No, but the way you're disregarding and putting down Arteta because he hasn't won certain things like Man City don't exist. No. Everybody else has the common sense to understand.
No, but the two can't be true though. I can't say Arteta has done well and then also be putting him down. What I'm saying is he's done well, but I think he should have won more trophies than he's won.
I would say this: the only if Ten Hag gets sacked, it's only because of the football that he played. And had Ten Hag been playing Arteta football,
it'd have been fine.
This wouldn't even be in a conversation.
Arteta cannot play Arteta football with Johnny Evans.
Yeah, I know, but
I don't understand what people don't see. Like we had a centre back playing a centre back who's not even a good centre back playing left back.
Wait.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Why did he have Casemiro at centre back? Why did he play Casemiro at centre back? I swear you lot had a centre back on the bench.
No, we didn't. We had. Remember he brought in the academy dude, right?
He got bodied by Solanke.
He got injured. Do you get what I'm saying? We had everyone injured. So I don't understand. Like people say, yeah, go and play this amazing, play out from the back, play his style. He was brought in to play his style. All right, cool. Play your style with Johnny Evans at the back. I don't get I refuse to believe that people don't see it. Like,
is that not a good thing for Arteta? The fact that he joined and didn't have the players to play his style. He even in his first job, he was good enough to find a style that worked with the players he had.
Listen,
And
you can have the players. You can have your play like Ten Hag
he
has his
won
players.
the FA Cup with Emery's team.
Ten Hag has his play. Ten Hag has his players. If they're not available, they're not available. If your first choice isn't available, that's one thing. If your second choice ain't available, that's another thing. If your third choice ain't available, what are you doing? You're playing Casemiro at centre back. I don't understand how people can't see this.
So ultimately, Ten Hag. Okay, so we'll boil down to if Ten Hag has the players he has, do you think, Yoms, his philosophy, his football style is enough to get you guys to the very top, like in terms of actually competing for number one, actually being number one? That's what it's going to come down to. If you
get the players in, right? Listen, we tried to get rid of Harry Maguire, right? We couldn't get rid of Harry Maguire because he's on 250k a week and nobody's paying that to Harry Maguire, innit? There's certain players that you just can't get rid of, that you need to get rid of. Yeah. Then before you can replace them, you've got to get rid of those players, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? So if you give Ten Hag, we gave him Alessandro Martinez, right? And Varane was there. When we were playing those two, our football's completely different. You take those two away, you can't play that type of football. It's very simple. If he has good players available to him, he plays good football and we win games. That's evident. That's why he finished third and won a trophy in his first season. Do you get what I'm saying? And then we had our players back against Man City, and that's why we beat Man City in the final, because he was playing
transition football.
He had all these issues and still won the FA Cup.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. When you look at how we won the FA Cup, the semi-final somehow
realistically you shouldn't have been there because you robbed Coventry. But we'll not talk about that.
All right, yeah, let's not talk about that. Right, so we robbed Coventry to get to the final, and we have our players available in the final. Do you think that we win?
City were on the beach, to be honest.
Come on, man.
Come on, you're being disingenuous. Come on.
This is hate.
This
is hate, bro.
I'm Ten Hag's biggest fan. What do you mean? I'm just trying to align the consistency. Because it's like, all that matters is results. Because everything I hear you saying about Ten Hag, I watched my manager do it. My manager was good enough at managing up and down to go to the board to say, listen, Aubameyang has to fuck off. I don't care about his money. But he had enough conviction to convince the people above him to follow him. That seems like a lack of something on Ten Hag's half, why he can't get rid of him.
Oh, so you think your board is amenable? All right.
We're comparing Ten Hag after 2 seasons, right, to Arteta.
After 2 seasons, won the same amount of cups.
After 5 seasons, so
no, but 2 seasons he won the FA Cup and the Shield or whatever.
What? Man said the Charity Shield is a cup.
So it's irrelevant now. It's irrelevant.
Come on, bro. You're better than that. You're better than that, man.
You're better than that. I take all trophies. You're better than that. Your standards on me.
This is AI. This is Stefan AI. This is Stefan AI.
Audi Cup next.
No, I ain't Spurs. That's ridiculous. That's
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's not even a competitive game. That's not even a competitive game. That's not even a competitive game.
I was going to take off the mask at that. It's going to be Stefan, bro. Fuck you.
We're just 2 jokes. So why couldn't you get rid of Maguire then?
Christ. Because Maguire is on 250k a week and refused to leave.
Aubameyang was our top scorer and was on the highest wages in our whole team as well.
And your board is amenable. The structure is better than United.
So that has nothing to do with Arteta convincing them.
Bro, do you know what the Glazers are like?
It's nothing to do with Arteta. No, if Conte, he's not good at managing up.
Jinx, come on, man. I mean?
Come on, man. I'm being serious.
It's Ten Hag's fault. It's Ten Hag's fault that Manchester United's board didn't get rid of Harry Maguire.
It's the lack of something on Ten Hag's behalf why he couldn't convince the board.
So Jinx, it has to be Ten Hag.
Didn't he get rid of?
Hold on, he could convince them to spend how much money. He convinced them to spend how much money on fucking shitty Anthony, but he couldn't convince them to get rid of Maguire.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute, Yoms. You're saying I don't. You're obviously you know Man United better than I do, but you got rid of
Ronaldo.
You didn't get rid of Ronaldo. Did he get rid of Sancho? And all of a
sudden, say no one else. Right,
so check this. Right. Here's what happens with Ronaldo. Ronaldo was bought in pretty much by Fergie, right?
Come on, man. Because mitigation, bro.
This wasn't he was there before Ten Hag, by the way, right? So when Ronaldo goes on Piers Morgan and does that tell-all interview, the club say that's a step too far. Get rid of him. Yeah? Ten Hag says there's 2 players that I want to get rid of, Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire. These guys cannot even hold the ball, right? They're not playing out. Scott McTominay goes missing. He hides behind opposition midfielders. We do a deal with West Ham, right? West Ham coming for him. David Moyes loves the guy. The owners, the board say, no, we're not accepting £30 million for Scott McTominay, which would have been a steal.
Sheesh.
Right? Harry Maguire also could go to West Ham. Do you think that if any other top team has a Harry Maguire on their books and the manager wants to get rid of them, that player stays? Player's gone, bro. At United, the board say, nah, we're not doing that deal.
Yeah, that's
what
cool.
Can Ten Hag do about
him,
that?
though. But he doesn't have to play him.
He didn't want to play him.
You don't have to play him.
You have to play him when you've got 8 defensive centre-back injuries.
So that means that
do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how
be honest here.
The consistency. Arteta had to play Aubameyang then.
No, because you didn't have all of those injuries up top, and your board is better than ours. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying Arsenal's board, Liverpool's board, Man City's board, Newcastle's board, Brighton's board are all better than United's board. United's board is terrible.
It's Gotham.
He managed to convince them to spend 100 million on Anthony. I don't see.
No, but Anthony, but Chinks, to be fair,
I don't see how you don't see how it's a lack of.
Do you not even understand what happened? All right, Chinks. How's about the Anthony deal, right? How's about we go to Ajax and say we want Anthony, and Ajax say he's £55 million valuation if you sign him before the 30th of July, right? United board dilly-dally, go look at other players, come back after the 30th of July, and Ajax say, well, our season's about to start, so he's not for sale. All right, cool, we'll offer you 80. Nah, we'll offer you 85 plus add-ons. What on earth has that got to do with Ten Hag? Ten Hag just said, this is the player I want.
But he don't convince them.
What do you mean he don't convince them? He said, this is the player I want. United dilly-dallied and went around. We're shit at negotiations. We're shit at transfers. United transfers have been shit for 10 years. I do not understand how this has been on Ten Hag.
It's different. It's apples and oranges, man. It's apples and oranges.
Guys, I want to bring in my co-host Marlon. He's just come off. I haven't seen him for a minute. Well, go on, Marlon.
You're right. You know what? I'm always trying to get an invite on this show, but I get told no. So I thought I'd quickly drop in and say,
he's trying to do that on the channel.
Meet the famous 6, as I say.
What do you think about this whole debate? They're talking about Manchester United. Yoms reckons he should give Ten Hag more minutes, give him another season, more or less, because obviously them man had no centre backs. Chinks ain't happy because he's thinking, them man are talking about trophies. He said, we played well, we got the best team in the league, progression. Arteta should not be sacked if he doesn't win any trophies. Is that what you're saying? Like, if he doesn't,
no, I'm just saying.
It doesn't matter if he wins. That's what you're saying.
The pressure
doesn't matter if he wins, if he doesn't win.
The pressure you guys put on me in the group, and you say to me every time the end, you wait the whole season quietly because you're not. You wait, and then the last day you all pop up and you say, "What about now? He's got to go." I'm like, no, I'm not stupid. I'm not falling for this idiotic. You're not going to Pochettino me.
Well, who said he's got to go, Chinks? Who said he's got to go? I don't understand. You sound paranoid. Nobody said he's got to go.
When we get on this show, it's like I'm the only one who remembers what happens in the group.
Brother,
are you telling?
I
don't know
about anyone saying
is everybody saying to me right now, I'm making this up, and no one's ever said to me in the group that Arteta has to win something. Am I making this up? Am I that delusional?
They're winding you up, bro.
They just they're winding you. That's what I'm saying is.
Well, you want to say that way, but at the end of the day,
everyone says they. Right, because nobody on this screen right now has said that he's got to go. I'm just saying.
That's literally what I just said, because I said they say in the group.
All right, so who in the group?
We
need names out here, because when you say they in the group, we're thinking us. I'm thinking you must be talking about me. Did I say that? I'm looking at my phone. I'm doing search on WhatsApp.
I don't know who everybody is in the group. I don't know everybody's names individually. I don't have numbers. I just see blank faces talking shit to me.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hold on.
Wait, guys, hold on.
No, I might have even. You know what? I might have even said it. I don't even know.
I respect that. I respect you having the balls to do that. I respect that.
I might have, but the point is, that we're saying it to wind you up, because no football fan on earth after the season you've had is saying this guy should get sacked. I don't think anyone truly believes that. However, we might have said it in jest and in banter. My point, my energy is this guy is not as great as you think he is, and don't mention it. Don't mention him with big boy managers. That's my energy that I'm maintaining.
I remember. Yeah.
No. Wait. Hold on, lads. The same way everybody's getting onto me and saying I'm delusional and saying I'm making up stuff. Did I ever say that Arteta is an elite manager that goes along with all?
Yes, you have said it.
Wow.
Yes, you have said it.
We need to get receipts.
Show me a receipt, please.
Yeah,
I'll screenshot in a minute.
Hi, Marlon. What do you think, Marlon? Like, where do you think Man United should keep Ten Hag? And then you can talk about Arsenal in a second.
With Man United and Ten Hag, the problem that Man United fans have is that he's delivered 2 trophies in 2 seasons, right? The problem is because the style of football they don't like. Most Man United fans you talk to, they go, the style of football that Ten Hag is producing is not the same style of football that he was producing at Ajax. He's completely changed his way and everything like that. But he's getting, whenever there's tough moments, Ten Hag is getting out of trouble. Like you take that Liverpool FA Cup quarter-final game, he was in a tough moment and he seemed to get him out of trouble. Coventry semi-final, no matter if VAR went their way or not, got him out of trouble. And then the cup final, they were better than City. Let's be completely honest about it. Right?
The truth of the matter is, everybody's behind Ten Hag. At United, the fans understand what's going on, because the fans turn up to United and they see man like Johnny Evans starting 10 games, bro.
It's not unlikely.
Media. It's more online. It's more online.
It's the media, because
it's not even online. It's fans that are not United fans.
Yeah,
it's because you know what? People want him to get sacked. Fans that are not United fans want him to get sacked because they can then point to failure. That's what it is.
Hold on. Wait a second. Ajax football. He said he can't deliver that Ajax football here. He can't do it.
He can't. Johnny Evans. You want to play Ajax football with Johnny Evans?
That's the reason why they're complaining, because I think they want more like stylistically what everyone else is doing, like more possession.
United fans don't want Ten Hag out. United fans want Ten Hag to stay, because the truth of the matter is, when he has these players, you see good football and we win games. It's fans, non-United fans, that want to point to failure.
Marlon, be honest, yeah. When we had Conte, right, and we had a chance of winning trophies, we didn't win trophies, but everyone knew the prestige of Conte, Mourinho, the rest of it. We still wanted them out. Loads of fans.
When you say we, don't include me on that.
You're right.
Remember, I backed Conte to the last minute, right? And I said it wasn't about the style of football, because I saw what Conte had. He had Davis and Dyer and players like that. He didn't have the players in. But with the Ten Hag situation right now, I look at it and go, if Man United go next year and they haven't developed in the league, then questions need to be asked, right? Because he's going to always get these injuries, right? These injuries have been going on for 2 years now, right? And I agree with Yoms on the fact if it's the media, and the reason why the media is so against Ten Hag, because at the end of the day, Man United dominated this league for 20 odd years, right? They are the bread and butter of the Premier League, right? No matter how much we want to put it, not Man City, it's Man United, right? And we all grew up with Sir Alex Ferguson. But a lot of us have still got that. That's the football what we're expecting of Man United. That's why we've let no manager since Fergie settle. Because as the Premier League, we always we're still expecting Fergie era. So we're now going into a new style. But Arsenal and Arteta, right? I need to get into that. The reason why we're all getting at Arsenal, right, Chinks, right? And it's not possibly you, because I've been hearing you on this, right? And it's not really you. It's the rest of your fan base, right? Because the 5 years we had under Poch, you lot told us it was about trophies. That's all you lot said. It weren't about the style of play. Everything Arteta's doing now is very similar to what Poch. It wasn't about belonging to the club and all that. So the reason why we get Arsenal now is like we spent a lot of money, right? And there's nothing to show for it, right? And we had that, and you guys said, all right, and Arsenal were the kings of this, but you got nothing to show for it. But now you're doing the Spurs, like with Arteta, and we're kind of looking at it going.
Not you, Chinks, though. Not you specifically.
Not you. The Arsenal fans, they are.
Everybody else but you, Chinks.
Yeah.
Chinks there. You don't need to be nice to him.
I really appreciate that, you know.
I like
you don't understand how much that means.
I'll be nice to Chinks because every time I watch this,
look at him. He's happy. You're not the normal Arsenal fans, Chinks.
Yeah.
You're not the normal Arsenal.
You know what? Whenever I watch this back, I got a lot of love. He kills me.
You got to remember,
I'm going to throw him underneath the bus, right, with my 5-minute appearance, right. But for me, Arteta needs to produce something next year, right.
Hasn't he won a trophy though, Arteta?
It don't count now. It doesn't count now. Though.
It's still the same.
It doesn't fit the narrative at the moment, so it don't count.
That's what I'm saying.
Piggyback, innit? It's a piggyback trophy. I don't know. It's mad.
It's a trophy going.
But the problem is right. Everyone will go that Aubameyang won in that trophy, right? And that was the guy he had to get rid of to take him to the next. But
Marlon, I always like the fact that it's the players that were deemed not good enough.
Yeah,
to take
won in the trophy
forward.
Yeah.
That won that trophy. Do you know what I mean? So it's an interesting one to me when I want to be fair to hold on one second. I want to be fair to Arsenal and say they've developed, they've grown, some really good stuff. some really good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Let's stay focused, fellas.
You know what I mean? Like straight in camera shot as well, like right, like that.
Jay said I'll be back in a minute, guys.
It ain't snowing, I ain't going. Yeah.
I just wanted to Popeyes. I was looking at it and I said that I've lost my complete train of thought.
Look, he said he was going to give Arsenal some credit.
I think the way
hold on, T, before you go, I'm going.
Wait, Marlon, before you go though, I just want to say, any Arsenal fan that ever talks shit about style of play against you, we're the kings of style of play and not winning fuck all. So that's just a coping mechanism. And I'll be the first to admit that because we played okay football and won fuck all for the longest.
But wait, hold on. How comes Marlon gets to come drop them bombs and then bounce? No, what do you think this is? Are you gonna come? What are we doing here? Are you gonna come drop all of that and not give man a chance to respond and then say,
and he missed the Timo Werner section as well.
Hey, talking about that, we need to talk about Conor Gallagher, bro.
Talk about Conor Gallagher. I'm not doing that either.
Can I ask a question to Spurs people though?
Go on.
All right. So, Anja, because you mentioned Conte before, right? And I think Spurs have a pattern of bringing in a manager, backing him in his first season, and then not really backing him after that. Right. And I think that was Conte's problem. And I can already see signs of Ange's frustration in his most recent press conferences where he's talking about there's something at this club and not necessarily a lack of ambition, but he was alluding to like what does it matter what Arsenal do kind of thing. Do you think that your club will back Ange in the summer, and what do you think that you need?
Marlon, because you got to go quick, so you know answer that.
Front three. I've said it from day one. We need a front three. Son needs to be replaced because he's now going to be hitting, I believe, 32. You saw him struggling parts of last season because
heard you looking at Isak apparently.
Don't look, pipe dream. Look, I know that ain't happening, right? But for me, we need to get a number 9, 2 competent wingers, and if I'm being realistic, a DM, a number 6. Those are the 4 key positions that I think if we can improve on those in the summer, then we can start moving forward. But whether it happens or not, it's Spurs at the end of the day. We've got the 4 players today. I don't know.
Just before you go, Marlon, yeah, we had a lot of Ten Hag versus Ten Hag versus the world, but Ten Hag versus Ange discussions on this very podcast before, yeah. So now that Ten Hag has silverware and we're in the same we're in the same European competition as you next season, like who do you think, like, do you think Ange underperformed, given that he was top after 10 games and was the best manager in the world in December?
Look, those first 10 games, look, Spurs fans got excited. It papered over the cracks that are really happening. Look, we just lost Harry Kane a day before the season started. And the way we started this season, I don't think any of us saw that coming. And I think, look, at the end of the day, how it ended towards the end as well was probably more what we were told was going to happen. We're going to take a lot more beatings, right? So actually a 5th place finish, if you asked any Spurs fan at the beginning of the season, it was 8th. None of us, even just before we played Brentford, we all said 8th, right? So for us, it was realistically, 5th was a good finish in the end, no matter how it ended and everything like that. But when you compare it to Ten Hag, right? Look, Ten Hag has won 2 cups. You just can't argue with that, right? No matter about the style of football or anything like that, he's won 2 trophies in 2 years, considering Manchester City's dominance and everything like that. But for me, where Ten Hag is lacking is his results are too inconsistent in the league, right? You go a couple months without winning, and then all of a sudden, when the pressure's on, he wins the games. And I think for him, he needs to get his style. And once he gets his style in, because he can sit there and moan about injuries. Ange had injuries. He still had to play Emerson Royale and Ben Davis at centre-back. And to be fair, he coped with it really well, considering those were our centre-backs. Right, I get Johnny Evans is playing centre back. I get Varane's out, and I get. Look, at the end of the day, you have many changes for that.
Coped with it well, didn't you? Lose 5 on the bounce.
No, we didn't. I think we lost. We drew City, and we lost 2. We lost 2. Drew City, then lost another 2, and then we went on a. Then we didn't lose for a while, right? Yeah. But that's the issue. Like at the end of the day, every manager has to cope with injuries, apart from Arteta this season, right? He was the only person who seemed to have his full fit squad all the time.
Timber right? Party.
You can't include Timber because Timber hasn't started the season. You can't. Timber
played the game.
But Party, right? Party barely played last year, and actually, when he came back, he did well. But that's 2 injuries. When you include everyone else's,
Saliba was injured last season.
Yeah, but
Jesus was injured for big parts of the season. Zinchenko was. We've had injuries, but because he's done so well, you ain't noticed.
Wait, you just included Saliba's injury from season
last season.
Yeah, because he said that he didn't have no injuries last year. Because he said only Partey was injured last year, but Saliba was as well.
The season just finished.
The season just finished.
No, but I'm saying last season as well.
Look at your spine. Raya, Gabriel, Saliba, Rice stayed fit for majority of the season. Right, you look what happened to Man City when they lost Rodri. They literally lost. They lost 2 and went out the cup. That was 3 games he missed.
Can I say this then? Liverpool had a lot of injuries.
Yes.
So what's your excuse now then?
What for Liverpool? No.
Or in general, like for Ange, because Liverpool had a lot of injuries.
No, but I include Liverpool in that because if Liverpool didn't have the injuries that they had, the title race could have been, they probably would have been more flexible in the title race than they were, right? But injuries are always going to play a massive part into everyone. This is what I'm trying to say.
That's why
so you don't talk about them, though.
Yeah, but we do talk about them because for me,
not when we bottled it and everybody threw it in my face.
But last year, but everyone knew it was because of Saliba.
No, they didn't. With hindsight, they know now, but they genuinely, I was fighting for my life.
But you had Saliba all season.
Yeah, how comes Arsenal get to lose Saliba, and that's why you lose the league? And then Ten Hag can't.
This is so rich.
Can't lose 7 players, and that's why
I never said Ten Hag can't do that.
When has Ten Hag even shown that kind of football? Because I say the same thing with Spurs when they talk about the season that Leicester won. Like they was like, oh, we should have won it, and I'm like, you never looked like you was gonna ever win it.
No, but like preach, like when you think about it though,
Like,
that year that Ten Hag didn't have all of those injuries, we finished third, and it was the same year that you had all of those injuries and you finished fifth. So I don't understand how we don't talk about injuries. Injuries are a massive part of football.
Right, so
but it's convenient.
We finished third this season, yeah, but we were third, challenging for the title. How close was you to second place?
True. Not very close.
So then it was never a 3-horse race. You know? It wasn't a 3-horse race, so you wasn't involved.
It wasn't a 2-horse race.
Yeah, but you wasn't close.
It wasn't a 2-horse race. That the season before last, Arsenal finished 5 points behind City with a crazy goal difference. It wasn't a 2-horse race.
Because you can't say they bottled it then.
I never said that they bottled it. What I'm saying is Arsenal,
not you directly, but remember I used the word they. They can't say they bottled it. It wasn't a race.
And everybody did say it.
Yeah. I'm saying though, when Arsenal talk about Saliba being injured, like if they didn't, and I agree, if they didn't lose Saliba, the league would have been a lot closer. I totally agree.
Like it was this season.
Yeah, like it was this season when they didn't lose.
No, but
the same way.
Hindsight, because when we were bottle jobs, nobody had this energy.
Yeah, but let's not do revisionism, because this season you had.
But that's the only way I can highlight inconsistencies.
Okay, well, let's
be consistent. It's quite rich when people are talking about this season.
So are you bottle this season then?
If you're saying that you lost the league because you didn't have Saliba, but in this season Saliba played 38 games, you still didn't win the league. Therefore, whatever happened last season is void, whether you had Saliba or not. You would have lost the league anyway.
I'm not saying I'm just saying the title of bottle jobs is void. That's what
you was top of the league for 90% of the season.
Yeah, but that whole time we were top of the league, the team behind us had 2 games in hand on us.
My friend, they didn't have any points though. You did. Like that's the whole point that people are saying. You went 2-0 up against West Ham. You went 2-0 up against West Ham. You lost. You then went and for some reason lost to Southampton, who were fighting relegation, who did get relegated that season. Well, I'm not saying you're a bottle job, but I'm saying you're defending the narrative of bottle job. You literally are. That's the whole argument. You're against me. You literally are.
But by that point there, it was still in City's hands.
Thank you.
It was at a stage that even if Arsenal won all their games, they could have still lost the league. Like
Arsenal
was in City's hands.
Yeah, but then when Arsenal went to the Etihad, it was in Arsenal's hands.
Yes,
and they chose to play that football and not go for the win. So at that point, it was in Arsenal's hands, but they decided.
I don't believe that
nonsense.
Yeah, but it was nonsense. It does because it
so quickly, Marlon, just to show how this is just a backup narrative. What about when the ball went off the pitch against Newcastle and he was flat? Joe Willock admitted it. Joe Willock admitted it.
He was drunk.
Okay, so that was drunk. And when fucking Gramarez was hanging off Gabriel's back, why was it not that game? Why is it magically the City game? Bearing in mind we took 4 points from them. Bearing in mind we took 4 points from them.
Yeah, because you just said it's always been in Manchester City's hands. But that's
the season before, when they had 2 games in hand on us.
This year, Liverpool bottled it because they were 8 points up.
And I have not heard that at all.
Liverpool proper bottle.
You get what I mean?
No, Chinks. I do think though, like
whiskey shots.
I think you have an expectation of people to think that Arsenal are bottle jobs. Like,
no, I just know. You know what, Yoms? I just respect consistency. That's all. That's what I'm asking for. Anything I say on here stands the truth, and I will carry that barometer for every team. I'm not going to change it when I feel like it, which so many people do. Because there's people who are calling me bottle jobs, but have the audacity to mention injuries this season to justify their failures.
But this is what I'm saying. I do not understand
nobody called me. Now nobody called me, but forget it, man.
I'm not saying nobody. I'm not saying nobody.
Talk about what you want to talk about. Everything I said is made up. Everything I said is made up.
Our own positions, isn't it? Do you get what I'm saying? We can only argue our own positions. I don't know who called you a bottle job. Whoever, I hope you find whoever they did. But I'm saying the reason I totally agree that the reason why Arsenal's fall off from winning the league the season before last was quite sharp was because Saliba was so important, and that highlights how important one person is to the style of play or football, let alone 7. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's no coincidence that when
I'm just gonna be ignorant. You could have had all 7, you would have still finished shit.
All right,
guys,
that's fair.
Marlon,
if that's what you think.
Big up, guys. I just came in to stir the pot, but now I was gonna say a big thank you to all of you.
We haven't even talked about Man City's violations, bro.
We'll get onto that in a bit.
Ash, you carry on. But
Yeah,
guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll probably come on later on when I've got more time. But brilliant. Chinks, keep doing what you're doing.
Big up, man.
Yoms, Toon Tactics, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Love. Guys, are City right to go against the Prem? Should Newcastle and City leave the Prem?
Oh,
is the Prem corrupt? I want to know, people. I want to know.
Get him out. Get him out.
Wait, hold on.
Get these cheats out. Get him out.
Remember, he said the referees are doing a mad thing against Newcastle. The Newcastle result. He admitted that he was off. I don't know. The referees are
I'm very passionate about this because the thing is that Toon. Nah, you're chuckling because you got Stockholm syndrome. Mike Ashley gave you Stockholm syndrome, and now I'm gonna get you back. Now the big daddies come round with some presents, and you're like, oh, this is lovely. This is. I know what you want to turn the Premier League into just, and to an extent, it already is a billionaire's playground. But we have rules, we have parameters. Do you know what I mean? These guys
is so rich, you know.
These guys. Why is this rich?
You know what it is? Because now, there was a time when what these lot are doing, there was other teams doing it, but because you wasn't really in the shout of winning anything at that time, everybody didn't batter an eyelid. But now your own little reputation is at risk. Anybody stepping into that field, no, blasphemy!
Because if Newcastle win a domestic trophy next season, are Spurs really top 6?
Bro, listen. First and foremost,
question.
Listen. The funniest thing is that, like, obviously you went into the Champions League this season, yeah. You know, you didn't maintain.
I hear it already, Jay.
You didn't maintain shit. Yeah, you fell off. Yeah.
How did you do in your first season in the Champions League?
Hey, bro, listen. The following season, what did you do?
What did you do in your first season in the Champions League? What did you do?
Are you in the UEFA Cup next season? Are you in the UEFA Cup next season? What did you do?
No, we're not. Man United won the FA Cup.
All right,
I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Bro, listen. All I'm going to say is I don't want to get at Newcastle yet. We're not crying. Listen.
We're not crying.
Listen, you want to do what City do. You want to.
How do you know that?
Big up, Callum.
City's success. You want to be baby
by
City.
buying Dan Burn and Chris Wood. Is that what it is?
Bro,
where's our Rubino?
That's what you want to do, yeah. I'm just saying.
Where's our Rubino? Has anyone seen Mbappe in our squad? Has anyone seen him?
You can't buy him. Mbappe doesn't want to live in Tynecastle. Tyneside.
How about Matt Target?
Target. Why? Do you want Matt
Target? Do you want Matt Target? We've got him.
You gave Matt Target 100 grand. I'm confused here. I'm confused. What's Jay actually?
Bro, my point is Newcastle. They want to cheat the system.
It's Man City.
That's why we just asked the question about Man City's 115 charge.
I'm on Jay's side. Newcastle. They're not on the same block, Jay. They're not on your block. Tell him. They're not on your block.
They're trying to buy up the block.
They're trying to jump the process.
Listen, I saw Toon Tactics on Twitter before answer a similar question. Yeah, and I already saw his answer. And he's trying to be sneaky with it. Yeah, he's like, we agree with City, but we can't be too loud about agreeing with City. Do you know what I mean? Let's just quietly.
Jay, come on, man. If some next oil man came to buy,
bro, please, listen. I'm a man of morals. I'm not, bro.
You would be flying the green and white flag.
Bro, behave yourself, bro. I'm a man of morals. I'm a man of morals, bro. There's ways to win. Why do you think North London wins? Yeah, because there's ways to win. Yeah, even Chelsea. Yeah, like Chelsea
cheating
done very well, and Chelsea they get more plaudits than City do. They do get more plaudits than City. I think so. Do you guys not think so?
What do you mean?
I
feel like when Chelsea were winning under Roman and stuff, people praise the Chelsea team
because Chelsea have a history, and because Chelsea can actually fill up their stadium. Well, I mean, they're giving away tickets and they can't fill up the stadium. City Stadium's empty. Nobody don't support City.
Yeah, but they're victims of their own success, though, because they're so used to winning.
But that's why it's a con. That's why.
Why are you talking about empty cabinets like this? Like he's not your star signing over the last 20 years.
I would say, like City they were doing worse than Spurs. Like he was still in the same.
Of course,
he was in the same block as Chelsea, innit? You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like they've overtaken you and put you down. It was like they've just strengthened.
I think when Roman went to Chelsea were already ahead of us. Yeah, they'd already been doing like they had Marley, they got Hullet, they were ahead of us, and then they got Roman and it pushed them over the top.
You know what the biggest tragedy is, that being top 6 only because you got a big revenue. You haven't won anything. You haven't done anything. Even Man United at their worst can still win 2 trophies.
Why do you think it's called the top 6?
That's the only reason you're top 6. Because of the revenue.
It's because we started finishing in the top 4 and they didn't want to throw people out. That's why it's called the top 6.
100%.
Oh, you know what? I've never heard that angle. You know, that's
what happens. We started finishing in the top 4, and teams that are established in the top 4, they had to make it the top 6.
And funny enough, you become just like them, Jay, because we finished top 4. We finished top 4, and now you're coming at us like you're calling us things that we haven't. Like I haven't got 115 charges. I've been complying with PSR. I've got your fans going, we're going to get Isak because Newcastle in financial trouble. They can't meet PSR. You know why they're saying about PSR? Because we abide by the PSR. That's why people are going after us. That's why the people are saying we're selling Bruno or we're selling Isak, because guess what? Newcastle actually abide by the PSR. Yeah. So, like, where's our credit for all of this? Why do you put
this though? But who like?
We haven't really achieved anything.
This whole financial fair
2.5 years.
This whole financial fair play.
Sorry to cut though, yeah. But I think Newcastle getting Champions League is an achievement.
100%. Plus, we funded Liverpool's transfer window where they went third in the league, and look at that. In gratitude, I keep on getting from these guys. It's insane, bro.
Imagine if you didn't where
you couldn't even. But the thing is that you say to Spurs, you didn't do nothing. You haven't won nothing. Yeah,
you didn't.
Justifiably so, but you couldn't even maintain. Yeah, top 6. So the stuff that Spurs did with no Saudi state backing them, you can't even do. You can't even hold your spot. You can't even hold the line. Yeah.
Okay.
You dropped out of the top 6.
Okay. How much did you spend in your transfer window? This summer? How much did you spend the last summer transfer window?
Oh, you want to talk about money spent?
How much did you spend?
Oh, you want to do money spent?
No, you're saying it doesn't. What my point is?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we're state backed or not. We abide by the PSR, so we can't spend 500 million in the summer transfer window.
But you would if you could, and that's why you support.
But Jay, so would you
right now.
So would what kind of argument?
I don't understand, right? Like you're Jay, do you know what it is? I'm close to you, Jay. You're number one hater, bro.
No, I'm actually you're not understanding the point, yeah?
Hold on, Jay. Levy is not spending that money irregardless.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not doing it.
There's a massive difference between spending what you generate as a club and an owner just putting lots of money into the club.
Are you honestly telling me now? Are you honestly telling me now that if you man went and got a Qatar owner,
matter, because otherwise it's just a battle of who's the richest person. That makes no sense.
No.
Okay,
this is by the way. Let me ask a question. If you was to the same Qatari group that came in to buy United and lost the bid to these foolish guys, right? If they went now, because there was rumors about them coming in to buy Spurs, right? You're honestly telling me that you wouldn't want your club to have the financial ability,
bro, it really doesn't bother me,
because you're getting onto tune for having. Newcastle hasn't even spent the money yet. You're just getting onto him for having the ability to spend the money.
You're completely missing the wider picture. Newcastle haven't spent because they are not allowed to spend, because they don't generate that money. The reason PSR and all these rules came in is because clubs like Everton, would have an owner come in, put money in, artificially inflate the value of the club and how much they're spending, and then that owner would go. Listen to the point. The owner would go, and then that club would be left with the burden of those payments that they can't make because they were artificially inflated in the beginning by the owner. That's the core. Hold on. That's the core reason that it happened. So you basically have to spend organically what you generate. So now new owners are going to come in and they're going to say, we should be able to spend whatever we want. Okay, that's a fair argument. But the difference is that you cannot allow every new owner to come in and spend uncapped, because then you shift to a model where it's who is the richest, and the competition aspect is gone. That is very, very simple. It's not even a difficult concept.
What it is, Jay.
What I don't understand is, right, we get financial fair play in it, right? We understand financial fair play, and everybody, I think, to a certain extent, agrees with financial fair play. That's fine. What you're getting onto you're getting onto Toon for having money that he can't spend. I don't get it.
That's not what I'm getting onto Toon for, man. Listen to what I'm saying.
You know what it is, Jay. There's this thing called integrity, and you
don't have it.
You both already sold your souls. That's why you don't get it. You've already sold your souls.
You know that Arsenal have wealthy owners as well, right? You might
know what? I was waiting for this because you walked trigger my trap card. But hold on, the same people that fucked up Everton, Usmanov and them, man, tried to buy us, and our club had too much integrity. Said no, we're gonna go with the Americans. We're gonna say we're gonna do a self-sustainable model. It's something called
Jay, you know what Jay is?
Integrity, bro.
Yeah,
integrity, bro.
Jay's like that. Jay's like that, bro.
What is this integrity cup? Like, I don't understand. What
now it's the integrity cup.
Newcastle haven't even spent the money.
The point you're making is not the point I'm arguing. The point I'm making is Man City are saying, hey, listen, I know our revenues went up 1,000% in the same time period that nobody else's went up 250%. So we generated more revenue faster than any club in the world. Yeah. So Man City now say, hey, those deals that we're doing, we don't think they should be subject to fair value. We think we should do whatever deal we want. Prem saying, obviously not. That's kind of ridiculous. City have won 6 of the last 7 Premier Leagues, and have the audacity to say competition is
you got to add a little bit.
No, okay. So my point then onto Newcastle is Newcastle do not generate the money that is required for them to spend all of this money without them being subsidized by the owners.
Neither do City. That's my point.
City make enough money now to be able to fund all of this?
No, they don't, bro.
Yes, they do.
That's why your argument is flawed. You don't realize City's money, their revenues, they can't even fill out a stadium on a Champions League.
What are you talking about, bro? That's not where City make the majority of their revenue from.
No. City's money, shirt sales, whatever you want, TV money.
No, is a very small part of how much money you make. It's an irrelevant part of how much money you make.
Let me finish.
Well, the point you
finish. TV revenue, overseas revenue, ticket sales, shirt sales. City do not make money.
So you're agreeing with Jay then? You're agreeing with him.
No, I'm not. That's what I'm trying to say to you is City don't make that same money, right? So they're trying to spend money. They're trying to spend.
Let him finish it. Let him land.
I don't understand his point. I don't understand what he's saying.
You might understand it if you hear it.
Bro, because your point is, are you saying that City right now can't afford to pay what they're paying?
I'm saying you're talking about clubs spending on revenue generated, right?
Okay.
City are arguing that they should be able to spend whatever they want.
Yes.
Right. What I'm saying to you is where I don't understand where you're getting onto Toon is, are you saying that Newcastle are agreeing with City, or are you saying that Newcastle are abiding by financial fair play?
Newcastle are agreeing with City.
From what I see, Newcastle are not making or not trying to make super £100 million signings. They're Newcastle.
Because they can't.
So what is your argument? Newcastle
wants what City are trying to pass.
Who doesn't want that? Everyone's guilty of that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You all agree with Jaden.
Are you guys incompetent? Listen, very simply, yeah. Some clubs are self-sufficient. Liverpool is self-sufficient. Tottenham is self-sufficient. Newcastle are playing within their rules. Yeah, they're self-sufficient to an extent. Newcastle would love the ability to
wouldn't.
Bro, teams that are self-sufficient, whose owners don't want to pay millions of pounds. Every other club who generates revenue and spends what they generate, does not want what you're trying to say. All of the other owners who don't want to be putting in £200 million a year because they're not Saudi states.
You sound like
they're not oligarchs. Why is that a difficult concept?
Sound like that. You sound like you have sometimes the two siblings where one is like way more successful
nothing to do with what you're saying,
than the honestly, other.
So
and one gets invited to a party and he never wants his brother to come because he gets all the chicks and because he's got the. I'm like, yo, like,
bro,
why can't we invite to the party?
Do you not care about your dusty club? Do you not really know? After 20 years, I don't care.
You really sound like you don't care. Like,
you're getting onto tune.
I'm a very logical person, yeah.
You're getting onto tune for wanting to spend the money.
It really annoys me. This really annoys me.
So you're getting onto tune for wanting. You're getting onto tune for wanting to spend the money that he's.
No, I'm not saying for wanting. I'm saying that if you spend the money, the integrity of the competition of the Premier League is done. It's done.
Okay,
it's done.
Okay. I agree
it's a very simple concept.
I agree with you.
You agree with no competition, and you agree with saying whoever has the most money is going to win the league.
I agree, or more. I agree. What I'm saying is, so your beef with Toon is, I'm genuinely trying to understand. Your beef with Toon is that he wants to go down the City route.
My beef with anybody who thinks that clubs should be able to spend whatever they want is not understanding the fact of what will Luton do? What will Luton do when they come to play?
You don't care about Luton.
Bro, I care about the integrity of the league.
If you care about Jane,
bro, it's so simple.
Okay, let me ask you this. When Mike Ashley stripped
I care about
when Mike Ashley stripped St. James's Park from our stadium, replaced it with Sports Direct, which you guys find so funny, which is funny, and put only for 200k. When we had players going in rehydration in wheelie bins,
right?
I didn't see you protesting outside the streets.
What's the difference
exactly.
there?
You don't care about Luton.
What do you mean exactly?
What do you fake compassion about? What if Luton can't?
It doesn't. What you're saying doesn't make sense.
They're not in the same block as Luton.
What do you mean? Hold on. What's your point? Your point is saying that because Mike Ashley. No, you're missing the fucking point, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, you're all missing the point.
All you generated at the time, Toon, is what you spent,
and that's what we've done.
Yeah, and Mike Ashley, he rigged your sponsorship so you didn't earn as much as you possibly could. But that's what being self-sufficient is, Toon. You, as a club, did not generate that much revenue as a football club.
Jay, before Mike Ashley, we were the top 6 in revenue. We were ahead of you guys. We are the only club. Jay, listen. You just look up before. Look up. I promise you.
Early days of the Premier League.
Before Mike, we were one of the biggest clubs. We were top 6 in revenue. We were the Champions League guys.
Remember, there were one City club as well.
We were top. We're the only club. The only club. We're the only club in Premier League history.
Why are you acting like Freddie Hall and man like that? Yeah, didn't put in a lot of money into your club.
We're the only club in
you're trying to
let him land. Jay,
I was around for Andy Gray. I was around for Andy Gray, bro. I know about Hall and your boys who put a lot of money.
You're missing my argument. You're talking about. I'm backing your point, and I'm saying to you, before Mike Ashley came in revenue, Newcastle were in the top 6. When Mike Ashley came, we were the only club in Premier League history to have gone backwards in revenue. No other club. Leicester went ahead of us. Promoted teams to the Premier League went ahead of us in Premier League. So when you say to me, I care about Luton, you didn't care about Newcastle. You didn't care about what's happening to us. So drop the fake compassion for Luton.
What do you mean, bro? It's not fake
compassion for Luton.
Bro,
you didn't care.
Every chairman,
Levy didn't care.
Bro, listen, you sold your club to Mike Ashley. You sold your club to Mike Ashley.
You didn't want to compete.
Your club up. Yeah. So blame your previous owners for selling your club to Mike Ashley.
So what was the Premier League then to save us from Mike Ashley?
Way more competitive.
I don't even think. Did we have fit and proper people?
Where was it? Oh yeah, but we do. You know what?
Well, it's a different fucking point, bro. Why are you saying? Why are you saying that? Because you get treated badly by an owner, you should let all owners do whatever the fuck they want. Does that sound logical to you?
I'm saying be consistent. If you want to be consistent,
can I just intersect here? Yeah, with Newcastle, you lot just played poorly.
Yeah, so not because you got relegated as well. You've been relegated.
I was going to say you got relegated because you played poorly. You had the opportunity in front of you. There was a plate.
What are you talking about?
Food. Luton hasn't had the opportunity you've had.
What are you talking about?
Because you were poorly.
About why we care about Luton.
Average Premier League.
What do you mean we played poorly?
I want to see Chelsea drop, get relegated. Yeah, Man United as well. Like I won't care about them.
Let me ask.
Hold on. Big Preach. One sec. Let me ask you this question too. Didn't you finish 5th with Mike Ashley?
Once in the 5th year.
So you were capable of doing stuff under Mike Ashley.
Guess what we bought that summer? We finished 5th. Guess how much we spent?
Bro, hold on. It's irrelevant. You were capable.
You remembered that we finished 5th.
Bro, you had Johan Cabaye, Ben Arthur.
Jay, that summer.
Players like that.
Jay, that summer we spent 4 million on Werner.
Bro, you finished 5th under Mike Ashley.
We spent 4 million. That was it.
Point. To me, that negates your point.
No, it doesn't.
If you were able to finish 5th under Mike Ashley,
two relegations.
What?
Yes, Callum.
2 relegations.
But right, so you're asking me why? You're asking me why I didn't feel bad for Newcastle.
How does a team?
You asked me why I didn't feel bad for Newcastle when Demba Ba and Papi Cisse were tearing apart teams. Why should I feel bad for you?
With Bobby Robson, with David Ginola, with Cliver. In the next 14 years, twice.
Because obviously it's about Newcastle. I did it on purpose. Sorry, because obviously we've got a Newcastle fan in there. If I had a City fan, I would have done the same thing. I kind of like the drama. I'm a bit twisted. But let's focus on City for a little piece, all right? Leave Newcastle out of this for a little bit.
All right, we'll leave it. We'll
leave it for one side. And I'll come straight back to Toon, right? Because do you agree with the whole Super League situation? Do you think if it came down to it, City should leave the Premier League because they're the ones suing the Premier League for defamation of character? Do you think it's right? Do you think all these charges that they're getting slapped with, is it right? Or are the Premier League corrupt, in fact? Do you know what I mean?
So there's a couple questions in that. Like individually for the European Super League, I hate the concept of the European Super League. And in itself, and there's tons of fans who want their teams to be in it. And I think that's disgraceful. I think the fact that they want that to happen for their clubs, I hate the concept of the Super League. In terms of the charges against Man City, there seems to be two kind of main camps around it. If City are not guilty, why are they not letting the Premier League audit them and let them see all their books? The other camp says, well, hold on, just because the police turn up at your house and accuse you of having drugs, firearms in there, and they have no warrant, why should you let them search the house? And so that's what City's stance is. However, the way City have gone about it in terms of what I've seen in the reports, and obviously I'm sure there's a lot more details in it, where they're kind of claiming bigotry, they're claiming racism, they're claiming this and this and that, and they've literally fired all the cylinders that they can. And obviously this is a different case. This isn't linked to their 115 charges. This is linked to the sponsorship deals. So whether they can, which actually we're the only club in the Premier League who voted for them. And then City like, hold on, we need to change our minds. We need to get this back online. Like they changed their minds. We were very consistent on it. People are asking for consistency. So Man City changed their minds on it. And then now they're arguing, you're racist because you didn't let us do it. They're like, it's a crazy argument. It's a foolish argument that they're going down.
Can I go before you go, please?
Just one second before you go, because there's this breaking news that Ornstein has just dropped that Maddison's not in the England squad.
Oh yeah, I put that comment up already.
Yeah, and he said that he's left camp.
Oh, he's left camp.
He's left camp. So I'm like, what is he? Is he mad and he's stormed out,
mad.
or you think he's been told the news and he's just got off?
I think he said, "Look, Anthony Gordon's better than you, mate." And
he's obviously he must have had some kind of falling out.
Yeah, it's the mismanagement. They've done the same thing with Ben White. I just want to.
That was excellent. Sorry.
Man has spent years.
I don't know if you got to that one.
I just want to check something, Ash. Yeah. So you see that the Super League question you asked Toon, was there? Did you do that deliberately? Was there purpose to that?
The reason why I asked because
it's might contradictive, no?
Because man, that's number one. Man City,
because the Super League is the big boys. We separate. We guarantee our lottery where no one ever will get in the big boys. And then him saying that is disgusting, but then being pro Saudi owners where the money is the big boys and we're in the big boys money club.
No, that's not contradictory.
Did you do that because the two are contradictive, or was that just luck?
I threw it out there because number one, like that is the kind of, I don't know how to call it.
It's equivalent.
Exactly.
In a way.
Equivalent. Because if you say, look, Yoms is saying, look, why can't they just spend all the money they want? So I'm like,
but Yoms is a Man U fan though.
I don't think even Yoms is saying that.
I'm not even saying why can't they spend all the money they want.
No one's saying that.
Nobody's saying just spend the
literally money. Nobody's saying that. It's only Jay that's creating phantom.
I think everything has to be about balance, right? Because now we're saying
sorry, Yoms, please, because I hate when people do this, because Jay's whole point is money. No, it shouldn't be about money. So once you already accept owners from a certain place and you know how they stay and you know how they buy everything, surely you have already already conceded to the money thing.
Chinch, you have to get a balance, and the reason
you have to get a balance because you want to disagree with Jay. We could have been bought by Usmanov, who were going to spend all the money in the world.
Can I also ask?
The reason why I'm saying you have to get a balance.
Arsenal would have been under restrictions because Arsenal would have had to be forced to have been sold. That's how bad it would have got because
if you go strictly on clubs only being able to spend the revenue, then that actually disadvantages certain clubs as well, right? You have to have a balance. Since we all care about Luton, if Luton's only making £2 million a year, who are they buying to improve Luton?
Bro, what do you mean?
No, but you're acting that. Go on, Jay.
So first of all, the distribution of Premier League money, automatically will give Luton some money because it's split. Hold on, because it's split over TV revenue, and it's split over. So what you are rewarding teams you're rewarding teams for investing in their infrastructure and increasing their revenue.
But that's Jay, what you're rewarding teams the big. All right, so are we agree that TV money? Let me come back to your point. When we're talking about TV revenue. When we're talking about TV revenue and them kind of things there, right? You know, there are literally like 7 clubs that always play United.
Because
Liverpool.
People want to watch them.
Right. So when the TV money, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal get way more.
No,
they get way more coverage. They get way more coverage globally.
Okay, before I say
why 3 o'clock kickoffs are not even a thing for United.
How's TV money split? Let me ask you, how's TV money split?
By the coverage you get.
No, it's not.
Yes,
50% of the money is split equally amongst the teams. The other 50% of the money is based on how much you're shown. Therefore,
and you don't think that's a big percentage.
And it's where you finish as well, no, in the league.
No, that's
just the prize fund.
That's the prize fund. Money. That's
when you're talking about TV coverage. If you've got a league, how many teams are there in a league? 20 teams in the league, right? 50% of your TV revenue goes to those 20 clubs. And then the other 50% goes to 6 clubs. Are you telling me you think that's fair?
It's still split amongst the rest of the clubs. It's just, it depends on how much is shown.
Yes, but the teams that are shown the most
get more money because they're being shown more. That's what intellectual property is.
So what I'm trying to say to you is that there is already going to be a disparity between those
the Premier League has the fairest.
I don't understand.
Bro, listen. Okay, you're not making any sense because very literally, the Premier League has the fairest distribution of TV money out of all of the leagues. It's the fairest. 50% of the money is equally distributed. The other 50% is distributed onto how much you get shown. And it's not like the team that gets shown the least gets nothing. They're still getting...
It's merit-based.
It's merit-based. So the thing is that take away TV money, yeah? Toon knows that Newcastle are well-run, yeah? They are well-run. They're well-structured. They're well-run. Do you think I want to see £2 billion poured into a club that's already well-run, that's already putting all these people in? Because I know my owner doesn't have £2 billion to put in. And even if he did, he wouldn't anyway, because he's not that kind of owner. So the only fair way to do this, yeah, is to say, okay, how much revenue does your club generate? Okay, we'll let you put some money in. You know, you can build this, you can do that, you can spend X amount of money when you take over. But beyond that, your club has to be able to organically generate X amount of money in order for you to spend that. Yeah. And that's the rules across Europe. That's not just the Premier League. That's Europe too. Europe's rules are slightly different, but they still are not going to let you just spend willy-nilly. If Newcastle spent...
Nobody's saying that there shouldn't be some kind of regulation.
Why are you all disagreeing with Jay for basketing Newcastle and City, the guys who are doing it?
Because we don't know why he's doing. Like, I don't know why he's.
Nobody knows why he's doing it. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Your owners, that's their target. They want to come in, use their money, and
how do you know that?
Artificially.
How do you know that?
Do you think FFP?
So that's the.
So hold on, Chinks. You're just saying that because what they're from? Why are you saying our owners in particular?
Oh my, because they own a Saudi.
I say you lot.
Because your owners. No, hold on. Your owners have taken over golf. Your owners pay £200 million.
It's not obvious. You ain't even got to say it.
Yeah, the audacity to think that your owners will take over football if they even got a sniff of it is insane.
Thank you.
Listen, one question before you come into Tactics, real quick here. Do you think PSR and FFP was brought in to stop City?
No, Jay already explained that because certain teams. Where Portsmouth? Where are these teams that the owner came in?
You know what I mean? Everyone where's Portsmouth? Tell me where Portsmouth are.
Where's the whole J League?
Yes, Liverpool. Don't forget Hicks and Gillette. They nearly ruined that club.
Well, now you care about Liverpool.
That's literally the reason it was introduced. It weren't to hold back the teams at the top. It was to save the teams at the bottom. That's literally the reason it was introduced.
Yeah. So I think the main part of the argument isn't necessarily PSI acting as a safety net for teams. I think the main part of it is how can we be fairly competitive on the other end. So Jay talks about the money spent and stuff like that. So for instance, the sponsorship deal, which is what we're actually talking about and we're actually arguing about, is City wanted, well, actually Newcastle was the only club to vote for this, which is sponsorship deals between the same owners, essentially, or it's kind of the same company. So Newcastle obviously owners have various companies that are owned by the owners, and they're saying, say for instance, Aramco said we want to sponsor Newcastle and we want to give them whatever money we want. The Premier League are saying, nah, you can't do that. You can't just give them 200 million sponsorship deals.
Because that's fishy.
Right, so we're gonna have an independent regulator, and Newcastle haven't said this actually. So it's an independent regulator to say.
No, sorry to cut you, Toon. I'm so sorry to cut you. Did you vote for the sponsorship thing? So that you're saying that.
So yeah, so what the initial vote for was, not necessarily how much you can spend, but should you have the ability of an owner who owns the same company, for instance, be able to sponsor his team from that company. So that multi-club ownership. Newcastle was saying, yes, we should.
Oh, so hold on. I couldn't. All right, thank you. Sorry, proceed.
So it doesn't really matter because 19 other clubs.
Do you get that, Yoms?
Because you
are all here arguing against Jay for saying he wants to do it fairly.
No, but
listen, nobody's saying that.
Nobody said anything like that.
But you're all going against him.
No. You're doing you lot again. Nobody's saying not to do fair play.
Joms, you're the most vocal against what I'm saying.
Against what you're saying. I was trying to understand what the hell
they literally just said to us. Jay, do you remember they literally said to us, how do you know Newcastle want to do that? And then he just explained they
Because
voted
no,
for that sponsorship.
No, Chinks,
You
Chinks.
literally just
You
literally
just said you lot.
How do you know? How do you know Newcastle want to do that? You literally said that.
Let me speak. I've always said what I'm trying to understand. What I'm actually trying to understand is what on earth Toon has to do with what City are doing. And that's why I was asking questions. Does Toon agree with what City are trying to do? Or
so did you not just hear
that's what I was trying to understand. I'm not financial fair play and all of that. I don't really care. Like, yeah, financial fair play, woohoo. I don't care about Luton, but yeah, I get it. So I was just trying to understand what the link was between City and Toon.
I'm trying to explain to him.
You're an intelligent man. You're an intelligent man. Are you genuinely telling me you don't see the parallel between
money, baby?
Literally.
Okay. What I'm saying is, I can see why. Look, City are rich, Newcastle are rich, right? That doesn't mean Toon, this guy that I'm looking at, wants to spend and wants to break 115 financial fair play.
Now you're deflecting
because you know he does. Because you know he does. Because you know.
No, I didn't know.
How do you know that?
I didn't know he does. I didn't know he does. Why would anybody?
Why would anybody? What's that space?
Why would
anybody? The Amex out.
Like, Pep. Pep gets paid offshore.
This is the analogy. This is the analogy. Yeah. So I'm a rapper. Yeah, I got this big muscly black security guy, and he beats up people. And then there's another rapper, and he gets a big black muscly security guard, and he goes, "No, I just got him so he can have a nice word to people and be amicable." Do you not see that?
No, that's insane.
And do you not see how it's mighty convenient? The two people who are against it, me and Jay, understand everything we're saying.
But we don't even know what you're against because you don't even know what my argument is.
Guys.
It's because the two people who've been through not having money, having to build a stadium with no money.
Try go through relegation. And talk to me.
Listen, you could go around in circles. Listen, I wanna move on to football because this is political, bro. Right? We're talking about free Palestine. No, it's all about Israel. It's about West versus Middle East. It's a bit techie, innit? But I wanted to talk about, and Jay's got it at the right time, but not wrong time. So, Conor Gallagher. I just want to get your thoughts on it because that is the hot topic, really. At the moment, that's the biggest transfer other than Cesco. other than Cesco going to Chelsea and Elise, Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal. Cesco's linked with Arsenal very heavily, but I just want to talk about Conor Gallagher first, and then we might talk about Cesco, and then we might wrap it there. But what do you lot think about Conor Gallagher? Do you lot think he improves Aston Villa's starting 11 or Tottenham Hotspur's starting 11? I want to know. Does Conor Gallagher, I repeat, improve Aston Villa's starting 11 or Tottenham's starting 11? I'll start with you, Yoms, at the top. And then actually, Preach. No, let me start with Preach. Sorry, Yoms. Let me start with Preach. Because I ain't had Preach for a minute. Preach, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think he improves any team.
Right. So you're Gallagher in? Okay, go.
Right, yeah.
Context.
For whatever reason, I wouldn't buy him as like a marquee signing, but it will definitely strengthen the squad.
I'm talking about the first 11. The first 11.
Yeah. I think
it don't work like that, though, man.
Yeah, like it's not.
I know.
It's not for the title. You know, you need a strong squad.
We know that. We know the squad, but all right. Let me put it like this. All right, cool.
Like you definitely get.
And I hear what you're saying, Preach. But this is my logical thinking or illogical thinking. I'm thinking if you're going to improve on your squad, would you not want players to challenge for that first 11? So when I say walk into that 11, I mean like you don't buy a player just in case someone gets injured. You kind of buy a player to kind of improve what you have already. For example, if you've got a weakness in, I say Arsenal, where would you say weakness?
Trossard is the perfect example because he was bought and look where he is now. His starting lineup. It's not a guarantee you're just going to walk into the team.
He improves your squad, but he gets into your starting 11 as well, right? So I'm saying
there's two ways, Ash, though, isn't it? You can lift the ceiling or raise the floor. Do you know what I mean?
Let's talk about lifting the ceiling. I'm talking about to get Arsenal into I don't know, winning the league, lifting the trophy, winning Champions League. I'm talking about getting that player in do they walk into that level and make a headache for the manager? Like, wow, who do I pick? Like, I'm talking about raising the level and expectation of the club and making fans excited. Not fans excited, forget that.
What's his actual best position?
Well, this is what I want to get to the bottom of, because Preach said he walks into any squad, not any squad, but most squads, right?
He improves. I believe he improves any squad.
We've all got players in our team who's better than.
I don't know why Chelsea. I don't know why. Other than the financial fair play, I don't even want to push that button again. But other than the financial fair play, I don't see why Chelsea are selling him. I don't see why Chelsea are so keen to get this guy out of the door. I think he's a very good player.
Do you see all the players they bought? They're fucking stupid. What do you mean?
Yeah. Other than they're fucking stupid, which I totally agree with. I don't know what's going on, but for Spurs, for United, for everyone apart from City, Arsenal,
Newcastle, we've got Tonali.
I think
Tonali's a baller, man.
He's a baller. Tonali's a baller, but I think he plays.
All right.
I think he's
for a team. I think for a team that's challenging for everything, like not just like I think he's a great player to have in your squad. Like I'll take him. I'll take him.
You say he's a Ray Parler? I said there's a Ray Parler. Sorry.
no, but you know what? Yeah. Do you understand the comparison?
You're something else.
Do you understand that? Ray Parler worked fucking hard. He wasn't the most skillful, the most flair.
So
cool. Sorry, before you go, Ash, to answer Yom's question, he's home. Is he homegrown?
He's homegrown. Yeah.
So everything he sold for is 100% profit, isn't it? So it helps balance the book.
So they're basically trying to sell him to get out of a tight situation. Yeah,
because they've done it with Mount. They sold all of their homegrown players.
I was alluding to
that's all they can do. That's all I heard.
Yeah, but now they're trying to buy players. I don't get Chelsea's financial.
There's another loophole. I swear they're selling properties.
Yeah, they sold the hotels to themselves, but Jay's got
Newcastle stuff.
If Newcastle do that, goodness gracious, no.
But you know, sorry to go back a bit. I do think it's extremely unfair though, because they've let Chelsea get away with it, City get away with it. Now Newcastle, a club that's doing it, that's not as on brand. The door must be closed. I would say that is mighty convenient, though.
Yeah. It's mighty. That's why I was asking the question.
They haven't punished Chelsea enough. I mean, they had that whole season where they couldn't buy no one.
That weren't enough, man.
I know it's not enough. It's not enough, but I don't know about getting away with it.
With Conor Gallagher, because literally I did the thing today. I was saying the way with
sorry to him before you go. Would you take him?
Who, me?
At Newcastle.
We don't need him.
No, answer the question, because we're dancing around it.
Okay.
Does he walk in to your starting?
Don't phrase it like that, Ashley.
Yeah, don't phrase it like that. You know what you're doing.
I have to.
You notice how that's not how he phrased it when he was asking about Spurs. That's how
Does he improve your starting 11?
I apologize. Does he get into Arsenal? Does he beat Partey, Rice, and Odegaard? Chinks. Does he walk in?
What into that
midfield? You got a midfield of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. Does he get in?
What are you saying? First name on the team sheet or at all? He'll get game time.
Sheet, bro. The team sheet. There's no dancing around it. I'm talking about those three midfielders. Does he knock one of them off?
Yeah, but you know what? In the parameters of your question, yeah, no. But bearing in mind,
right,
El Neni and them and get minutes. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't do that.
Bro, El Neni's our longest serving fucking player, bro. I swear. He's our most decorated player. I swear to
God. Up until 20 seconds ago, I didn't know El Neni was still at Arsenal.
The Egyptian still is, boy. The Egyptian money. He returned. You know like that, bro. He's mad. Wow. All right. Big preach. Is he in the England squad? does he pip Curtis Jones?
I think they're two different players.
That's what you're going for, isn't it?
I think if you want more defensive work, then you will go for Jones, innit? Like, so
defensive, you go for Jones over Gallagher.
Interesting.
Defensively,
and Jones an attacker,
and to be able to counter attack as well. I think Jones is better.
Yeah, I thought Jones was better attacking, and Gallagher would be better defensively.
So you're saying better for counter attack. So when you're playing a low block, right? A team set for a low block. Even if Conor Gallagher against a low block over Jones, over Curtis Jones. Is that what you're telling me?
No, maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. When you say it like that,
does he get into the side over? Let's say, fair to say, Harvey Elliott. Does he play on the right or mid free? He can play there.
Yeah, he play. Yeah,
can he get in past an Elliott? Is he better than Elliott?
Yeah, it hurts, but yeah.
You think Conor Gallagher's better than Elliott?
Yeah, he's more reliable.
Wow, well. Against a low block, yeah.
I respect that.
Well, why are we throwing disrespect and shade on Conor Gallagher's name, though? Like every time I watch Chelsea,
I'm trying to understand. Like everyone's,
we don't play low block. Like
no, I'm saying against a low block.
What I'm saying is Liverpool hasn't got a squad that's like 4 low blocks. So I'm thinking of the whole squad and the whole dynamics of us playing it, and it doesn't work anyway.
But Gallagher's a high energy player, though.
This is what I reckon. I
reckon he could play that Liverpool style, and I think he's. Every time I watch Chelsea, he's literally like, other than Palmer, he's literally like one of their best players, if not their best player. So I don't see why. Like, I don't think Harvey Elliott. If you're saying who do you take out of Harvey Elliott and Gallagher, that's not, to me. I don't know. To me, that's not even a question. I'm going Gallagher all day, every day.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Bro, I mean, you didn't have to reference Harvey Elliott. Do you know?
No, it's because
that's ratings for Harvey Elliott. I think that's ratings for Harvey.
Okay, I'd rather have Gallagher than Szoboszlai based on last season.
That's fair.
If I was somebody who'd never watched football before, and I saw Gallagher.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No,
he said no. He said no, not the Hungarian Gerrard.
Before the injury, no way.
What, before the injury? What do you mean? He cost £60 million. You people will be talking about Maddison falling off. Dominic was never up to fall off. Do you know what I mean? Like
he just joined the Premiership, you know.
Bro, listen. McAllister took all his shine. McAllister took. Listen, the thing with Galadog is.
I like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about him, yeah. I'm saying that when you watch Tottenham play, if you can't see clearly where Gallagher would play and what he could bring to the team, I think it's clear. If you look at what Sarr was doing in the first 18 games, he'll do that with more goals. Yeah, guy who got 10 goals at Palace. Yeah, let him loose. Let him crash boxes, yeah, and press these man and deliver turnovers. Yeah, pause. The guy, like, if you're a manager and you profile your team like Ange's profiling, then you're gonna live and die by these decisions, you know. And if he's saying that this is what we need, this is the profile we need, this is gonna. Like, when I saw Arsenal buy Zinchenko, I didn't necessarily think, oh my God, this guy's going to take them up a level, but he did. Do you see what I mean? And sometimes it's about the profile that joins the team that elevates it. And I think that Gallagher, for me, Chelsea's second best player, maybe with Gusto. I liked Gusto last season. I thought he had a good season.
Bingo.
Yeah. But I think that when you look at people like Bergvall coming in, but Maddison, you're looking at people like Porro. You don't necessarily need him to be the passer of the team. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's gonna live its whole life thinking it's stupid. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm saying I don't need to judge Gallagher
Disclaimer: I am 100% going to use that saying and pretend
absolutely.
Hey, so no African say it. Yeah. This was no reference. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Does Conor Gallagher, in your opinion, and look, this is all about football opinions.
Yeah.
Does he replace? And it depends how you profile a player.
Yeah.
In the 8 position on the right hand side, the Saar, in your opinion.
Yes.
And does he replace a Bentancur in the 8 position as well?
I think
not early season Saar. No,
sorry, I think for me
was doing early season.
For me, a Bentancur, Gallagher, Maddison midfield, I'm like that works for me.
That's difficult to get past.
What?
That's difficult to get
Yeah,
past.
that's what I'm saying. As in like Bentancur and Maddison will give you the retention, Gallagher will give you the crashing.
So hold on, who's playing defensive in that situation?
Bentancur is the 6. I'm looking at Bentancur as the 6. Maddison and Gallagher playing off him.
Where's Basuma?
And this is
he's rotating in and out.
Okay,
you're bad, Toon. You're bad.
You know, you see that saying you said, Jay, about judging of what was it?
Fish by its ability to climb a tree.
I think this is what we all do with Gallagher. We all highlight the things that he can't do to beat him with it. Because you see, Yom said earlier that when he watched them play, he's the best player on the pitch. Is Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like when you think about it, all of these players, you say individually they're better than him. Like they're better. There's so many things they're better than him at. But when you watch him play, I don't know. You can't put your finger on it. But whatever he does, it shines, and he seems like the best player on the pitch. And it's probably a bit of Arsenal to me as well, because I watched a podcast and they were saying that we've got like 11 midfielders. So all of our players attack and all of our players defend. Like, do you get what I mean? They all do everything. You get what I mean? Like the defense starts from the front, the attack starts from the back. So everybody's doing dual roles where they attack and defend. And Gallagher can do that to a high level, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So if you had 11 Gallaghers, you're gonna have a fucking hard day beating that team. Like
you might get relegated, but still, I hear the logic and the energy. It makes sense. I was with you until you said 11 Gallagher. Gallagher right back, Gallagher left back, Gallagher up front. Yeah. We're going down.
Look,
we'll work hard.
In a real, like if you're playing, say you're playing like FA Cup.
Final
league and the Champions League, you got like these 3 games in 10 days.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Rotation.
He's not, and he's not the standard is not dropping. I don't believe.
I get it. My thing is, all right, hear me out, guys. I'm not sure if he gets into Man City team, but that's not the point. That's not the question. It's about Spurs or Villa. I would argue for Villa, they've just signed Ross Barkley, right? I like John McGinn. I'm not sure if. And this could be controversial if Conor Gallagher gets ahead of John McGinn in that midfield with a Barkley and a Douglas Luiz. I'm just saying.
I think Luiz might get sold. I think for Tottenham, like obviously, you can correct me in terms of how you guys play. Yes, on paper you're 4-3-3, but you don't play 4-3-3. You play 2-3-4-1,
2-3-1,
right? And so you exactly going back to what Jay was saying about Ismail Sarr. I think what Ange Postecoglou is saying is that competition for Sarr. So going up, crashing into boxes. Remember, he's also a very good crosser. He was a set piece taker for Crystal Palace.
That's correct.
So he's got that ability. He's very, very good at that. Scoring goals can be clinical as well.
A lot of assists came from that.
Exactly. The only possible weakness, but I think Ange will probably have a plan for this, is in your phase 2 when you guys because sometimes Sarr can drop in and make a diamond together with the so that could be the only weakness, but it's not unteachable if he's put in a system. If he knows where, because his problem is where to collect the ball, and who to send it to before the ball even gets to him. So if he is put in a system that works and he knows what to do almost in that part of the pitch, which is obviously that in your end. If he knows what to do with it to pass it off as quickly as possible, and to whom, which will probably be Poro or Maddison dropping in, whoever, he can live with that. The next part is he can do, which is go run to the opposite side of the box.
My thing is, when I watched him at Chelsea and I thought, we're linked with him, let me look at this player properly. my issue was with Gallagher when they were playing him in the double pivot almost. I think they had either Enzo next to him or Cesco next to him. And in that system, I felt when he came to collect the ball off the centre backs or clean the ball off the full backs and progress the ball, he couldn't do that. And when I watched England, to bring it up to speed, when he was next to your boy Trent in a double pivot and he was asked to progress the ball from the back, I felt, in my opinion, when I was watching it, he looked like he struggled. In the second half, which I missed coincidentally, the second half, I heard he played a lot better. But I think Southgate gave them the freedom, which I think this is where it might work for Ange, to push a little bit further forward. I just think in the progression, in that defensive third, when it asks to do things, when you're backs to goal, this is the type of player he is. He hasn't got that half turn on him where scanning.
It's not everybody.
He's not techie. Like
I get that, Ash. But you don't buy a player for what they can't do, and you buy.
Thank you, Yoms.
No.
A great saying. He's not going to fish to build a tree house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Spurs have a problem in that area where we need players to be on the front foot from the back end. If they collect the ball off the centre backs, we sometimes have a trouble. We have problems in kind of progressing that.
So this is why I was saying that he doesn't get for us. He doesn't get above
because teams. For me, last year, the year before, Brighton was absolutely brilliant at playing the ball out of the back, right?
Yeah.
But for me, last year, Spurs was. You're not pressing Spurs and getting change out of them. Like, you might make a couple of mistakes. Everybody who's going to play out from the back is going to make a couple of mistakes.
Yeah.
But Spurs was actually quite good on the transition and playing out from
that's with Sarr, that's with Sarr, Porro, Madison, and all those guys filling it.
Yeah,
with the
100%.
When you've got players,
you see them progressing the ball. And that's my issue with Conor Gallagher. I feel like when he gets the ball, he's going to pass it backwards, sideways when he's pressed in that defensive third. I'm not talking about the attacking third. What you guys are describing is when he's in that attacking third. He's winning the ball high up, and I get that with Ange. Like, that makes sense to me. Buy him. He's really good at doing that. Arriving in the box, I think he's better than Sarr at doing that. So with a few more goals, he's got better vision when he's in the attacking third, when he's trying to do those through balls, and he doesn't get enough credit for his passing. Balls over the top, switches of play, he can do that. But when we're in that kind of transition and you're trying to play out and you come against better teams, Conor Gallagher, for me, is somewhat limited. I don't know if he improves on what we have in terms of Sarr, or even if a Bentancur is in that 8 position.
Oh, I get what you mean.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But then don't put him there.
Yes,
he has to go there. He has to go there.
That's what my issue is.
He's got to drop Sarr out. But Ash, he does, because the way they play is that sometimes if they wanna, because their fullbacks go in, they're very, very narrow, so they've got their space in the flanks. Right. So what happens is their 8s drop into those flanks. He has to do that. Sarr's better at that. And that's why he wouldn't get into Newcastle because over Tonali, because Tonali can do that. But this is why I mentioned Ange. I think this is what Ange is saying. He has to back himself to teach him that, or get him used to the system, or that's the part. That's the only phase he has to do it, because he can't just say, "Okay, we're not going to let you do this part of the game. We'll just let you do that," because your system will fall apart then, and every opposition is going to know to press him.
You know why?
Go on.
I think what you two have just spoken there, like a light bulb went off. So I think that, like, you see, like earlier on they were talking about our spine was fit the whole season because we had Saliba, Gabriel, and Rice replaced Partey, because Partey, bearing in mind he wasn't meant to go there, but Partey kept getting injured. So like from what I remember, I don't watch Spurs as much as you look, but what I gather is there was points in the season when your midfield was doing well. So like Sarr and these guys were doing well, but then there was moments when they weren't.
Right, correct.
You get what I mean? And then your team weren't doing as well. So it highlights that these profile of players who you're saying is similar to Gallagher is needed for this team to kind of function. So he's kind of depth in those positions. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but
so when one drops out, it doesn't drop off as much.
For example, when you lot were playing, everyone was calling you boring football. I also playing boring, but you're getting results. Oh, they're boring. And then all of a sudden, you started smashing teams out of nowhere. Like Arsenal were playing pretty football. You're getting all the goals. You're an Arsenal fan. You can tell me, right? At the start of the season, you guys were playing Rice in the 6th, yeah? Rice was your DM, right? And then all of a sudden, Jorginho came in and Havertz moved around. And all of a sudden, Rice was doing the Xhaka role. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, he went left 8.
He went left 8, right? And when he went left 8, all of a sudden, his goals went up. His attacking contributions, his assists, his forward passing went up as well. He looked like a box-to-box type of midfielder rather than a 6 sitting. And that was to do with Jorginho first coming in, and then afterwards, Partey coming in after that as well, adding that solidity. So he didn't have all those responsibilities to do, right? So in that position where you see Rice excelling at and playing more progressive, I just felt with Rice, he wasn't very progressive in his passing when he was in the 6. You see what I'm trying to say?
That's not his game, though, isn't it?
Right, his game is, and that's what I'm saying about Gallagher. When Gallagher is deeper, I'm not saying Gallagher's playing the DM. I'm just looking at when he was playing in the double pivot, because I think he will play in double pivot at times, alongside a Bentancur, alongside a Basuma, whoever our DM is, he will play in that double pivot at times. And I think that's where he will struggle, because I saw at Chelsea, when he was next to Caicedo, when he was next to Enzo, Chelsea looked awful. They weren't progressing that play at all. Do you know what I mean? And so I'm just taking that sample size and thinking, yes, he was good at Palace. Yes, he was good at Norwich, but high up the pitch. Again, I watch England when he's in that double pivot next to Trent. I know Trent's not as good, but again, not Trent's not good.
Sorry, yeah. I didn't know that Gallagher and Trent played a double pivot. What am I?
England,
Southgate. That's ridiculous. Southgate's a fucking idiot.
That's
crazy.
what I was going to say.
You can't remember crazy. No, but sometimes, it's like
Sorry, Jay. Go ahead,
sometimes it's a setup for what you want to do later on.
Sorry. I heard Southgate slander. So,
so before you go, P, Jay, what do you think of a double pillar of Gallagher and Trent? That makes
I first of all, right? Okay, so there's I think okay. So first of all, I think there's an element of just rotation. Like you think about Mano played the final. City players weren't at the United and City players hadn't joined up yet. I don't think. Gallagher's going to go. Trent's going to go. People say Trent should play midfield. He's not played midfield as a starting position all season. Do you know what I mean? Really. So it is a bit of a gamble. So looking at it, you could give Wharton his debut. But if you don't give Wharton his debut, then you have to start Rice. If you don't want to start Rice and you don't want to give Wharton his debut straight away, who else is there in midfield to play in this game, really? If you want to look at it. So personally, I think I was thinking initially, you do a Rice, whoever, midfield, and then have Trent right back inverting, and then you can make it a 3, and then you let the midfielders overload. You were making a great point, by the way, about Xhaka and stuff like that. And I was just thinking to myself, Rice, by the way, in the 6, he needed somebody to come and hold his hand in the second half of the season, because earlier in the season,
Rice is not a DM.
No, but right,
he just does. He can do it well.
Rice is just not Rodri. He's basically can't. So there's very few number 6s in world football who can play a lone pivot. And ironically, City had Fernandinho
Partey,
and then had Rodri. Partey is another one. Yeah, but Jorginho when he was younger. Yeah, so I'm saying now,
which is why I don't think England will win the Euros, by the way. But that's
it depends if Wharton gets into the team quickly. Because if England have a Wharton, Rice, Bellingham 3, that's cooking.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big ask for him.
But then I think to myself, where's Foden playing on the left wing? But then I think, where's Gordon playing? Because he's our only out ball.
Gordon ain't playing.
Gordon's gonna play minutes in this tournament.
Yeah, he will.
For me, if I'm
sorry about Rashford.
Say right.
Because on the left Foden has to play, and so does either Saka or Palmer.
Bacon double cheeseburger is nice.
So I just don't.
Cheeseburgers, man.
I got these cheeseburgers, man.
He's got pork on his fork. He's got pork on his fork.
Yo, Jay, mute your thing.
I was having this conversation about like basically it's late, but basically I've been a terrible host this evening, and this person's not been fed.
Me too.
Yeah, and you get to a certain point now, and there's no fucking food left, is there? So now it's the point like we're at like, and now, but obviously I'm a frugal in this economic climate. I'm a frugal gentleman. So Burger King will be like, oh, 2 bacon XLs for like $17.99 and 2 fries, and I'm like, that's not bad. But then I'm a bit like, what bacon double XL saying nowadays? You know what I mean? Like, trying to get a Whopper and eat the extra £2.
Your guest is just trying to eat some burgers, bro.
That's hey.
Jinx.
I didn't even mean it like that. I swear, I didn't even mean it like that.
Well, I mean, it is late.
Turn your camera off, bro.
Turn your camera off.
Turn your sound off. Turn your sound off as well.
Turn the camera off because you do that when you're talking, bro.
Yo, you know I just trying to eat some meat.
Hey, no pause, bro. Hey, I preach.
Hey, yo.
Hey, preach to finish off.
Yeah, man. Sorry, Ash. He's a good buy, man. Stop. Keep putting the man down.
Listen, it wouldn't be a show if everyone was agreeable. I've got to throw a spanner in there. Gibbs White or Gallagher? I'm joking.
Gibbs White.
No, 100%. But anyway, we move. Apparently, City want to get rid of Alvarez, and they're saying there's not a room for him in the squad. Preach. Would you take him in your team?
Of course.
Our City being spoiled, like
Jesus. You know, Jesus 2.0.
Yeah.
Like, all right, to put into context, let's look at his numbers, because he played second fiddle to you know who.
Has he played on the right?
He's played everywhere. He's played
everywhere. 10.
Played in midfield. He's played in the
right. Foot. Oh my bugging.
Or is it both?
I'm gonna confirm now. Yeah. People in the chat, get involved. Let me know if he's left-footed or right-footed.
If he's left-footed, Newcastle are on it. They should be on it.
Who we talking about? Alvarez, yeah?
Alvarez.
I'm pretty sure he's left-footed.
Alvarez. He's right-footed.
Right-footed.
All right, just for context, he played. He started 31 games, so after 31 games, he scored 11 goals, and he got 9 assists as well.
Can I just be very clear on something? Yeah, listen. And I've said this on other streams as before, yeah. And I know the great new thing. If you don't follow him, you should check him out. It's sophisticated though. He said, and I've always agreed with this, Alvarez is basically Neil Maupay with ball striking. Yeah. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah. They're saying £70 million for this Donny. Yeah. 70 million pounds for this Donny. Are you insane? I am not paying £70 million for Alvarez.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Tottenham. Of course you will.
Behave yourself.
You paid 50 million for Brennan Johnson.
Bring me the next name on the roulette.
You just bought 50 million for Brennan Johnson.
I'm not paying 70 million.
Hey.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
He's not that bad though, Jay, is he?
No, he's good. He's good. I'm not paying 70 million.
It's the money, in it. Just the money.
I think Alvarez is a good player. I thought Alvarez is.
What has he got? 19 goals in all competition.
70 million for Alvarez, man. Give me I'll throw an extra 10 million.
Where's the last?
Let's try
10 million. 10 million for Alvarez. I mean,
70.
He's not as good as Man City think. I agree with you, Jay. I think he's overrated, but He's not as bad as you're describing.
I'm not describing him as bad. I'm saying I'm not paying £70 million for him. I'm not.
I agree.
If you think about it, if you think about Neil Maupay, and you gave him
he's not Neil Maupay
finishing, and you gave him excellent finishing. How far away is that player from Alvarez?
Come on, dude. His finishing when he was on form for Man City, some of his finishing.
No. I want to hear somebody say that's wrong.
But I don't understand what's wrong with. I don't understand what's wrong with that.
Just to be sure that everyone, like, if I'm reading this right, he's got 19 goals in all competitions, and 13 assists.
I don't understand what, like.
He's a good player. He's a very good player.
And I'm saying this for Tottenham. You're saying you wouldn't accept that.
I'm saying I don't want it for £70 million.
If you, even for that money, if you knew you was gonna get that, like, guaranteed, like they just said,
if I knew he was gonna get it, then it's not a gamble, is it?
No, but you know what? Yeah, sorry. I think that's actually. I might sound bizarre, but how much goal contributions was it?
I think that's
32.
31.
Oh, that's 32.
Am I insane for saying that might be worth 70 M's?
Bro, you're basically saying
that's better than Havertz.
You're basically saying, listen, what Alvarez gives you, how tall is he?
He's not that tall, is he?
He don't look tall, man.
He's 170.
Yeah, he's quite short.
Listen, Alvarez, for me, last season, there was some moments when he didn't look that impressive, right? And that's not to say he's not a very good player. It's to say that stature, the presence, how he is as a player. Does he need to play in a 2? Can you play him as a lone striker in the Premier League, etc.? I don't want to pay £70 million to work this out. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, to me, it's a bit of a risk. But
what's the most you'd say is reasonable for him?
I don't think 70 is unreasonable. I just wouldn't pay it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Do you see what I mean?
The striker market is inflated, like, as we know, because there's not many strikers
for strikers.
So
guys, he's a very, like, when I watch him, the thing I love about Alvarez that I've noticed is his football IQ is amazing. Like, in terms of, he reads the play extremely well. He knows exactly how to, position himself. His finishing, I think, is his best attribute. But in terms of, for me, the way he can play as a number 10 a little bit, he can play as a striker. I think he's he reminds me a little bit of Trossard, which is, he's not the most physical type of player. But Trossard is always in the right spot. He's always positioned his body really well so he can finish. Alvarez reminds me of that a little bit.
I'm looking at River Plate, guys, and River Plate, his heat map is crazy. Like, he's all over.
That dog in him, isn't it? He's like Tevez.
He
reminds me of a Tevez type of.
Yes, right.
He's not like Tevez.
Not entirely, just the aggression.
Before he went to City, I feel like Pep's kind of coached it out of him. I feel like he's made him into not a systems player, but
I'd still pick Jota over him.
I think
Pep doesn't like strikers just being themselves. Like, you have to be in a certain position at a certain time.
And that's it. Like, he doesn't like strikers that are lazy off the ball. And if you look at most of the elite strikers over the last, like,
he hates disobedience, and Henry's already said it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's fair that it's just
Henry's already said it.
Henry wants you to be in a certain position at a certain time. Like, you can score a goal. I can't remember what player it was at Barca. That was
Henry said
score a goal, and Pep would be unhappy with you because you didn't score his type of goal. So look, it's hard to argue against Pep, but I think Alvarez is being kind of dealt a little bit of a harsh blow. I think he's a really, really,
guys,
I think he's a really good player.
How old is
guys,
he?
let's
24.
Yeah, guys, let's look at the Alvarez.
70 M's in it. He is in it.
Definitely.
Yeah, let's just look at it realistically. I think it's all bullshit. This is all his agent. His agent is looking at some of the players that didn't play, that are on huge wages last season, like a Jack Grealish. And he's saying, my guy is on 70. I think I read he's on 80K a week. And Jack Grealish is on 200K. And let's be honest, over the last 2 seasons, I would say Alvarez has been far better. And And his agent is now trying to like trigger interest, so then Man City can say no, we don't want to sell you. We'll just give.
But Stefan, on the flip side, to push back on that, my only counterpoint would be, but if you're Alvarez and you have the best striker in the world, arguably, in front of you, and that's your natural position, we have an issue here. Because at the end of the day, you only got that many minutes last season because Haaland got injured. Who's to say he's not going to be more fit? So whilst I don't disagree with your logic, I think you make a very valid point. I think it could be that. On the flip side, he is 24. Yeah. Coming off the fact that he should be stepping into a more prominent role, arguably. He should be the face of his FC. He's not the face.
I mean, the face. I wouldn't. I mean,
winning the World Cup.
But guys, let's look at the situation. Like with what is the Bruno situation?
He'll be perfect. He'll be perfect. Like I said this last season, beginning of the summer last season. I actually think Alvarez will be perfect for Arsenal. I think
we have another version of Alvarez, man. We have skillful players all over the pitch. We need a physical.
Nketiah.
No. In terms of forgetting Nketiah, we have little nifty players like him. We have Trossard, Martinelli can play like we have players that are similar to him.
Martinelli.
None of them are.
I thought he was going to say Jesus. Jesus is
or him or Jesus. We need a physical. That's why we're interested in Cesco now. Even if he's raw, stuff like we need a guy who's big.
That's what, and you know what's mad? That's why I think. Of course, what you're saying has validity, Steph, but that's why I think the 70 M's make sense, because as much as it might be agent work, I think City might take 7, because that's a profit. They might
100%.
They're not, guys. Trust me. Look, if I'm wrong, I'll put a bet. I don't know. 10
I think
quid.
a couple players are leaving City. Look at Haaland's
guys.
Kevin De Bruyne is Saudi Arabia. I think that case that we were talking about earlier, I don't want to mention it.
Maybe soon anyway.
People are jumping ship, mate.
As well,
no, two maybe, but I really think I'll put I don't know, 10 quid on it. By the end of the summer, he signed a new nice bumper deal, just like Bruno. This is the same situation as Bruno.
I think he deserves one.
He deserves one. He's a good player.
It's a similar situation to Bruno. No. Bruno deserves one too.
I agree. It is the same
Bruno?
situation.
What Bruno is this?
Bruno
Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes cannot be getting paid less than Sancho, less than
Rashford,
Marcus Rashford. He can't be.
Yeah, and I
might say those players are overinflated, but at the end of the day, if you look at
if he doesn't get it, should he walk to Bayern Munich? Should he go to Bayern Munich?
Yes.
If I was him, now would be we can't even decide who our manager is.
Bruno is so disrespected.
I agree.
He's so
underrated.
The way United fans talk about Bruno, it makes me realize you haven't had to buy a number 10 for a number of years.
True.
And every single number 10 you bring to your FC, who's meant to bench this guy, gets benched. On the beat.
But Jay, forget that.
Whoa.
He's got a bad attitude, man.
You guys' algorithm is all fucked up. Because no United fan disrespects Bruno. Like you
can't be serious, man.
Bruno is one of the most slandered players at United.
I got them. No, like Pokemon, like Ash. Gotta have one more. I got one. Trust, I got one. Listen,
just go on after every single bad game. Yeah. Just go on any of the famous fan channels, because you said nobody. Go on Goldbridge's channel. He loves to shit on Bruno.
No, he
go on everything.
No, he doesn't. He
shits on Bruno all the time.
He will call Bruno out when Bruno's work. And there has been times. There has been times, where he's not trying. Last season, there has been times where he's dropped his head where he should be running, and that. Like, let's not pretend it's not. Let's not pretend.
It's abuse of the crying thing and all of that.
Yeah, sometimes he's rolling on the floor. Let's just be real. But at the end of the day, he's still our best player. Like, we know that. So,
but doesn't he hurt your system sometimes when he's played out of position, or you're trying to fit him into a system where it doesn't quite work? He leaves gaps.
I disagree with this. I disagree. Bruno works his ass off.
Bruno's been
every single position he plays.
Bruno's been overplayed for the past 3 seasons.
Bro,
the
listen,
guy's always
Yoms, listen, don't forget we were here when it was Bruno FC. When this guy put you on his back when he first arrived at this club,
Again, I agree.
Even in that cup final the other week, who carrying you,
He was the best player.
Why? Okay, let me ask you this question, Yoms.
Sorry.
You're not telling Yoms like you don't know.
Let me ask you this question. Why is it that Bruno is preferred so much to so many players in so many different positions? Because he's literally United's best player. Literally. When give him competent teammates, build a team around him that minimizes his negatives, and you will fly. That's the whole point.
So you know what's mad, So you're actually, so basically, you see Yom's statement, of no Man U fans slander him. The only word he forgot there was no intelligent Man U fans slander him. It's just the fucking idiots, then, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's why. That's why I think everyone who says that United fans slander Bruno, I think your algorithm is a bit off.
But
there might be some dickheads that do. The actual United fans don't stop. It's like clear that he's head
online.
Our best player.
Like you're the same guy that says Ten Hag is loved, and we're like, he's not like.
That's what I'm saying. Your algorithm.
You see you see that fan? There was a fan. Someone had said Ten Hag out, and then the fan jumped over like 3 rows to argue with the guy. Like, what do you mean out? He's taking the piss, like, and then Bertie goes back.
United fans don't want Ten Hag out. Trust me, and we don't want Bruno. We don't want Bruno to leave. Like,
hey, lads, where the fuck is Ian? Where's Ian? He is
I just want to say,
what is going on it?
No, but
we're in the WhatsApp group. We're all in it.
I've got it. Ian's fucked up you man's algorithm.
No, but guys, just because Yoms, I don't know what algorithm he is. Go on every fan channel. Forget the famous, the celebrity YouTubers. Go on the fan channel reactions where they interview fans after a bad game. The 2 usual scapegoats almost always are Rashford and Bruno.
Sorry,
every single time.
But Stefan, trust me when I say I don't know you personally. I don't know, but like, no, I'm not saying I don't know you personally. I know you, but I don't know you like what if you personally do this. Okay. After every United game, I watch the fan channels in it. So I watch the five live with Rio and that. And Stephen House.
Nah, that's not the channels.
No, I'm not.
Let me finish. I've just mentioned one channel.
I already know. You lot are getting set up. You're getting set up. I already know where it's going with this.
I watch Howson. I watch Goldbridge. I listen to the Talk Sports. I listen to the smaller ones as well. Right, the United Fan TV and all of that.
United View.
The United View. Nobody slates Bruno.
Come on.
Like they want him out. Sometimes Bruno's work rate is not there. I have watched Manchester United and seen defenders walk past Bruno. I have. So if that happens, of course I'm going to jump on. I'm going to be like, what the fuck was he doing in that game?
Okay.
That doesn't. But I know that Bruno is our best player.
Okay, Yoms, I can name you. Saeed TV. Go watch his podcast. Every single.
No, but sorry, Steph.
Because every single one of the people that join this podcast shit on Bruno. They all shit on Bruno.
No, but this is why you're all already you're already arguing a point that Yoms has already made about your algorithm. Because think about it, Steph. Literally after our games, it's like certain fans, you know, when they're going, they're gonna go. They're gonna. I mean, you know what you're doing. You're looking
but Chinks. Yeah, but it's not.
This is why I hate fucking Lee Gunner. Everybody comes.
It's not the same though. It's not the same. It's not the same though. It's not the same because I'm making the point that Bruno loves to be scapegoated. Lee Gunner just loves to be negative for the sake of being negative.
And so does Saeed at times.
There's a difference.
I've seen a lot of times that they're saying that they wouldn't have won these trophies without him as well.
That's true.
Trust me, we know. Like, I'll tell you. Like, when it comes to Bruno, listen. Like, I think not last season, the season before last, he was the he played the most minutes in all top 5 leagues, including goalkeepers.
His injury record
created the most chances. These injury records. Look, we all know. Like, United
Is
fans know
his
this.
injury record good or bad?
His injury record is amazing.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's a warrior.
Bruno is made out of man of steel, bro. This guy
played left, he's played right. Like,
the way he runs,
don't know
man.
any United fan that wants
when
to
we didn't get Bruno, you must have been upset. No?
What's that?
No, I'm saying to Jay, when we didn't get Bruno, you must have been upset, no?
Bro, listen, the thing is, I didn't really know Bruno.
You guys signed the wrong Fernandes.
I didn't at the time. At the time, I had more. I've been watching Lo Celso more. As in, like, Lo Celso had come off.
Like Judson Fernandes.
That's why there's
Who the fuck is that guy?
No. To be fair though, like, I was like, when we signed Lo Celso was coming off a strong season in the Europa League with Betis. I wasn't upset. I didn't even know Bruno like that. Like, back then, I'd only seen little bits of him. It was actually in the following 6 months that he really exploded. Like, he'd started well then, and then it made it a lot easier. What?
I saw him at Sporting Lisbon. It's the same way you saw him banging free kicks for United.
Yeah, no, but my point is, like, he only had like 6 months. He only had 6 months of form, and they were asking for like 50 million plus. 55.
Yeah, but guys, from what I remember, when he was at Sporting, when you guys were interested in when Man United signed him in January, his goal and assist record was ridiculous. I remember.
Yeah, but it really in the next 6 months maintained and really blew up, and then COVID happened and stuff like that. So it was like, I would have loved to have Bruno. I think Bruno, if he joined Spurs, would have changed our trajectory. Legit.
Why didn't he join Spurs?
Why didn't he still have a job?
Why didn't he join Spurs? Do you remember why?
It was Spurs that turned him down.
No.
Let me turn him down, I think.
No. You guys wanted to leave. He didn't want to pay the extra 5 or 10 million that they wanted.
Okay. Well, okay, people. Why did you not? Why
turn him down, didn't it? They could have spent the money.
Why did you not get Lisandro Martinez?
Nope, there we go.
Because Martinez wanted to go to Man United.
Really? Nothing to do with the amount of money that Ajax wanted, and you didn't want to play. And by the way,
ask him about Mudryk. Ask him about Mudryk as well. Ask him about Mudryk as well, Jay.
Mudryk. What about Mudryk? Why didn't you sign Mudryk?
Really? You wanted Arsenal to overpay by 50 million?
Oh my God!
Guys,
I was overpaying by 40 to 50.
You see what I mean about Stefan? When it comes to Arsenal, they're the only team that are allowed nuance and context. Every other team is black and white. Arsenal, overshare. We're going to be here a while.
Okay, nuance. So you're telling me, not overpaying.
He's still doing it.
So you're telling me not overpaying by 50 million is the same as not overpaying by not paying 5 or 10 or 10 million extra.
I'm saying the principle of having an amount of money that you don't want to go beyond is that the impact of not buying that player, we can all critique them not going the extra yard. But then you might have other players where you don't go the extra yard. For example, if Spurs had ponied up the cash for Sayer Bergerino, we probably never would have bought Son.
Jay, but that's your positive hypothesis. But that's your positive hypothesis. I can give you the negative one.
No, I'm not.
If Spurs,
the truth of the matter is hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, that's what they're both saying it. They're both saying
it. With Spurs, it's happened more often than it's not.
Right? Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, Stefan will always find a way, you know that. He will always find a way.
Stefan, what I'm going to say to you, Stefan, is based off in that summer, going into that summer, £45 million for Lo Celso, 50 £55 million for Bruno.
I think they wanted 55.
£55 million for Bruno, 45, 50 million for Lo Celso. Based off what the two of those players had done in their careers and the seasons that were coming off, it actually made more sense to pay for Lo Celso than Bruno.
Oh my, okay. But in hindsight, if you look at
that's what he's saying. That's what
the argument is, though. Remember, Yoms said you asked Yoms what happened with the transfer, and he said that first turned him down.
But wait, Jay, I can get back to you and say in hindsight, that extra 10 million that you had to pay for Bruno, instead of paying, you have now lost. You're probably going to lose at least 20 to 30 million on Lo Celso.
Okay. You're moving the goalpost.
That's what I'm saying. Lo Celso didn't work. Bruno would have been a fantastic signing, but at the time, based on the evidence that they had in front of them, they chose Lo Celso. And you have to also impact manager input. I don't know how much Poch said, I want Lo Celso. How much Poch said, keep pushing for Bruno. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I can't blame people for information I don't know. I'm just going to say, with hindsight, Bruno would have been a much better signing than Lo Celso, and we fucked up. But why we fucked up, I cannot ascertain blame because I don't know enough about the situation.
Okay, okay, but I just think that, you
just want me to crash it on Levy, and I'm saying Levy's gone to watch Bruno Fernandes and Lo Celso.
By the same token, Stefan, you man turned down Cristiano Ronaldo, innit? Do you see what I'm saying?
We didn't turn down. We
didn't down. Let's pull up the article of all the players that Wenger turned down.
No, it happens.
It all happens. We turned down Mbappe, innit?
We didn't. First of all, that's not true. We tried to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. Man United signed him. He chose Man United. We didn't turn down Cristiano. You guys, we tried to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. We didn't turn him down. He just chose Man United. The same way with the example that Jay gave with Martinez. We didn't turn down Martinez because of the money they asked. He wanted to go to Man United, and they offered more money. But his preference, if you read, was always to play for Ten Hag.
So you don't think there's a signing that Arsenal could have had that they didn't?
The ones that I know in terms of that I've read in the papers from Wenger, we turned down Kante, we turned down Yaya Toure, we've turned down numerous players. But those players that you just named, we have not turned down. We tried to sign them.
Cool. But you've just named arguably the best defensive midfielder the Premier League's ever seen.
I know.
And one of the most talented,
one of the best midfielders,
powerful, technical players the Premier League has ever seen as well.
I agree.
So that's what I'm saying is it happens. Hindsight is 2020. The fact that Spurs didn't sign Fernandes, you can't point and say, you didn't sign them because
no, I'm not doing ha.
I'm
not doing ha. I'm just pointing out that with Spurs, it's a common theme where instead of paying 5 million extra for Skriniar from Inter, they spent 20 million on Joe Rodon, where they're probably going to lose money on.
No, but Stefan,
it wasn't worth the money.
Stefan, Arsenal was doing the same thing just after you built a stadium as well. You man went through that period of not spending money.
Yes.
And now you've come through the other side of that, and you're backing managers and you're spending money.
But you
can't look on Spurs and say, you're not spending money.
No, but
through that.
No, but Yoms, this isn't what's happening. The way Arsenal built their stadium and the way Spurs are building the stadium. If you were right, I would agree with you. But Levy said the moment whilst they were building their stadium is we have signed a 30-year mortgage deal where our transfer spending and our spending in regards to the football structure is not going to be affected. Arsenal came out and said we need to pay off the stadium. The only reason why they gave us a loan is because of Wenger. And Wenger pretty much said that every season, which happened, we have to lose our best player.
There's two sayings.
Which did not happen with Spurs.
There's two sayings that I'm taking from tonight, bro. One is, if you were right, I would agree with you. and the other one is fish.
I'm sleepy, man. I'm sleepy. I just woke up.
You know what? How do you not get lost like this? Because I don't know if we all remember what happened. Yeah, Steph asked you lot why you didn't get Bruno. And Yoms, you said because Spurs turned him down. And then we got lost in a whole revolving doors argument. The whole fact of the matter is if Spurs would have spent the money which they wanted, they would have got the player. They decided to not spend the money, so they literally turned him down. Yeah. I don't know what all of that last 15 minutes about was. you was correct.
Yeah, 100%. Spurs turned him down. Yeah,
that's right.
How did they? Is it turning him down? Not paying the money? Is that turning him down?
Yes, as Bruno would have joined if Spurs paid the money.
100%. Okay, Bruno came out and said he wanted to join.
You know what? You see your nice watch you got there, Steph. Yeah. Say for example, the watch you have is selling for $6,000. Yeah, and then the person selling it, I say no, I only want to pay you $5,000, and then someone buys it after me for $6,000. I can still say I had the opportunity to buy the watch, but I turned it down.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Okay, good.
Which is literally what happened.
I like this Crayola sponsored laying things out for Steph.
Yeah.
I love this, Steph. I love this version of you, Steph.
This one.
Like, you tried to crash it on Levy, and we all came on the addendum. Thank you, boys.
Guys, last point before I just want to talk about the whole Cesco situation. Where do you guys think he will end up? Because he's linked with Arsenal strongly, but we all know what happens with Chelsea and what's his face? I call him
Mudrik.
I call him Flash, not Mudrik. His name's Flash. I'll start with you, Prince. I had for you for a bit. Do you think let's get their guy? Let's talk it. All right, two tactics.
Yeah, I don't really know nothing about
it. Do you think Chelsea will spoil Arsenal's party? Or do you think Arsenal will get across the line this time?
You know, United's in the race as well. You know,
disrespect. United too. I didn't know it was. United haven't got their shit together. They don't know. Thursday, Friday.
We don't need to fix it. Supposedly, we're gonna know this week. We're gonna know this week.
The house is leaks everywhere. There's leaks everywhere.
That first one.
Sorry, go on.
I feel look with these things. Obviously, you got the club. The selling club, the buying club, and the player themselves.
Right.
If it comes to obviously, he's got from my understanding, has he got a release clause?
Yeah. He's got a £55 million release clause.
So we know that in terms of that, from a club perspective, Chelsea are the only ones willing to spend 10 million over a release clause.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, for a selling club, that's always advantages. However, then comes the player, and for me, it comes down to the player. If you're looking at Man United, if you're looking at Chelsea, and you're looking at Arsenal, and this is my perspective, I think you want to go to the more stable club, the one where you know there's a manager, number one, you know that the manager that's there isn't from the Championship, number two, and a manager that's been there, that's finished second in last season, and you're going to probably improve because the way Cesco plays is he generally, yes, he's a centre forward, but he likes to come off the right, so it'd be good to see him. Yeah, exactly. So it's good to see him linking up with what's his name?
Martinelli.
No, the other one on the right.
Saka.
That's it. So kind of seeing that work going on over there. So I would back Arsenal, but that's down to the player. I don't know Cesco as a personality.
Benjamin, yeah?
Yeah, Benjamin. Jones.
There's one big thing that Toon conveniently left out there, and this might go back to the point that we was discussing earlier. There is definitely the selling club, there's definitely the buying club, and there's definitely the player. We also forget the wages.
The agent,
the agent, the wages, all of that stuff that goes into the money.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you might get, I think the players that have a desire to play for a specific club are few and far between. Unless you grew up a fan of a specific club, then more time money talks. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know if Arsenal are going to be matching the types of wages that Chelsea might be willing to pay over a 10-year contract.
Chelsea's are incentive based though. So Chelsea,
this isn't Roman Abramovich Chelsea. Chelsea are giving them long-term contracts, but the wages are far lower.
Yeah, so
they don't want to pay anybody.
The baseline is lower.
I don't think they can do that no more though. Those long-term.
Yeah. No, they can do. No, guys, they can do the long-term contracts for the player itself, but the amortization of the deals in terms of they can't pay the deal over 10 years. They have to pay it. Longest is 5 now. That's the law. But they can still give them.
That's not deemed long-term contract.
No. But Preach, they can still give him a 10-year contract. They just need to pay out the transfer fee in a maximum of 5 years. That's what they
can just renew the contract.
Transfer fee has to be paid. So that's the 55 million pounds has to go to the selling club within 5 years. But they can still give Cesco a 8-year contract,
exactly,
200 bags a week. Do you get what I'm saying? So I
just think, not going to give him.
I think with Cesco,
not in Europe though, isn't it?
Wait, guys.
That's a UEFA rule, isn't it? That contract thing.
This is a I don't know which one it is, but I know the Premier League, you cannot now have a transfer fee that's paid for over 5 years. You have to pay it off in 5 years maximum. The second thing is for Cesco, I personally don't think any of these options are the most valid. I honestly think the most likely thing that he's going to do, and that's if I am his agent, I would advise him is stay another year at Leipzig.
Why?
That's what I would tell him.
Why?
Because of the fact that I just think he's had a year maximum of playing regularly. It's not even a year. He started playing regularly since January at Leipzig. He's done really well. I just don't think he's ready for the jump yet.
Stefan, you're a nice guy because agents don't think like that. Agents
I know,
get a transfer now, I'm saying, and I can get big P's from it.
If I am his agent, that's
he's
what
ready now.
I would advise him, because if you read, Leipzig are offering him a bumper new deal. They're saying they're gonna make him their star, the face of the club, and then they'll sell him. Probably they'll increase his release clause. Of course, it's also from Leipzig's perspective, they'll make more money. But that's what I would. But if you ask me which club he should choose between Arsenal, the clown show, and the Dutch PE teacher, I'm sorry. It's only one club here. It's not even. If you want to go play for a team that's in the Conference League that has no vision, that has no plan whatsoever.
Very successful.
No, I'm sorry. Like, this isn't even.
Stefan, was Arteta a PE teacher when he was finishing 8th twice?
No. Okay.
Right, cool.
Okay.
Guys.
Okay. We're gonna. Yoms, I told you. Have the same energy in 5 months when you're calling for.
Bro, I asked you a simple question. You just called Ten Hag a PE teacher. I'm asking you if Arteta in his first 2 seasons when he finished 8th twice, was he a PE teacher?
He's not a PE teacher. Okay, he's not a PE. He's a great coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sorry, he's a great coach. Okay, but for me, it's a very easy decision. You have one club that is stable, that every single young player that has gone to that club over the last 2 years has improved significantly. Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Saliba, every single
Vieira and Ketia.
This guy's algorithm is
Saka, Ben White, Saka. Wait.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me one player.
Like the money talks, bro.
I'm not saying money isn't a factor, but I'm saying that if you want to go for footballing reasons, where to go, and for me, money isn't going to be a problem. I honestly think the wages that Arsenal will offer compared to actual Chelsea will be very similar. I don't think.
I mean, you never know. Like, turn around and say, "Look, I want to build the team around you."
Yeah,
things like that plays a part. Like, you will definitely get more games than you would there. Like, things like that play a part.
And also just to piggyback off what Peter's saying, like, obviously, Stefan, you make good points about why Arsenal. Obviously, you're praising Arsenal, so of course you're going to make good points. But in terms of Chelsea, it's like that meme, with the 2 paths. I've seen it a few times, and one path is like into like the abyss, and the other one's all like sunshine and lollipops in heaven. And that's the way you're describing it. In actuality, if I'm Cesco and I'm sat there and I've just seen Havertz turn up, in the run-in, you've got Jesus as well. Trossard plays up top too. And then I'm looking at Chelsea and I'm thinking, Jackson. Me and Jackson. Yeah. We got conference. They got Conference League, is it? So
they've got, don't forget, they also have Nkunku, who can also play.
World Cup Championship.
So the thing is the one thing I would say, Stefan, is that Chelsea are promoting themselves as being the fucking Disneyland for high quality young players. It's like, this is where the best young players are coming to go. And that can be appealing because Cesco is in that bracket of player who have liked to go to Chelsea. Okay. Do you know what I mean? He's in that bracket. No.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. That's what Chelsea want to do. It's
their model. It's their model, and you're basically saying
Bowley is applying the baseball model of where you're accumulating talent, but he thinks this works because it worked. It doesn't work in football.
It might work.
Tell me. No. Okay, I'm going to ask you this quick because you say it's a great place for young players. Tell me one young player.
I didn't say it was a great place.
Apart from tell me one young player at Chelsea that has moved to Chelsea apart from Palmer that has actually improved.
Why apart from
no, but you hold on. Wait. Stop. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. 1 second. How do you lot keep letting him do this to you? The whole argument is that he could possibly go to Chelsea over Arsenal. Now you're making him confine it to the improvement. That's irrelevant. All they're saying is a possibility he could go to Chelsea. Mudryk did it. What's the one who was going to go Liverpool? The one from Southampton. The Southampton guy. The Southampton one as well.
But everybody knows why
it's a possibility.
Chelsea. Everybody
why did Lavia go to Chelsea over Liverpool?
Because I'll tell you why. Do you know why? Because Lavia thought he was the main priority for Liverpool. Right. Then they put in a bid for Caicedo. They screwed up Caicedo, and then they went back for Lavia. So
Stefan, can I make a point quickly on what you said? So Stefan, can I ask you, why would it be logical if you're Lavia, if you're talking to Liverpool and Liverpool go away, but Chelsea, who were never in for you in the first place, they come now, and all of a sudden that's a better option. They've got a better plan for you. They actually had a plan for you.
And they only went for him because we put like 110 or 15, I think was.
But wait, guys,
we didn't even pull out.
Okay, first of all, that's not
5 minutes, by the way,
guys. Yeah, 5 minutes. Wait, that's not particularly true. Chelsea were in for Lavia the whole year, the whole summer. They just needed to sell a few of their players in order to fit within the profitability guidelines. Then Liverpool were in for Caicedo and were in for Lavia. First, they were in for Lavia the whole time. They were negotiating the deal for ages because Southampton wanted 50 million the whole time. They didn't agree on that. They were like on the brink of a deal, I remember, with Lavia. Then suddenly, Liverpool put in a £110 million bid for Caicedo. Totally stopped negotiations with Lavia because they can't afford.
Negotiations didn't stop.
Wait, preach. You know this is true. They stopped negotiations.
Negotiations didn't stop.
Focused on Caicedo. Caicedo said no. Okay, preach. If you were Lavia and you see that with Caicedo, and then they coming back in for you.
I don't think players turn down. I don't think players turn down.
Let me answer this, please. Listen, I get what you're doing here, but then I can say the same thing is why would he go to Chelsea if they wanted Caicedo so badly?
Because
Chelsea negotiated a price still, you know. They didn't just accept the first price.
No, Chelsea didn't negotiate. They sold.
They were negotiating a price that's less than Caicedo as well.
No, they
why would you go to a team that thinks you're second best?
Preach.
Stefan, you're literally saying that he didn't go to. The only reason he didn't go to Liverpool is because he felt wrong done because they went there and looked for someone else. Come on, man. Players don't turn down moves to a massive club like Liverpool because you guys were talking to me, then you went and spoke to Caicedo, so now I'm not talking to you anymore. It don't work like the football don't work like that. There's many reasons. Listen, we had John. I remember when we had John Obi Mikel in a Manchester United shirt. 12 hours later, he's signing for Chelsea. Like players choose whatever they. That was the heights of Man United. So players choose to go to different clubs for various. The truth of the matter is, nobody knows where Cesco's going apart from Cesco right now. He might not even know where he's going. He could go to any one of those 3 clubs that are going in for him. Depends on what he buys into the project, who he's going to be playing for, the wages, the length of the contract. Multiple. Man United might say, "Look, we bought your mum a yard and your cousin a yard."
That's true.
And he's like, "Right, I got to look after my mum and my cousin." You just don't know.
I'm telling you guys, I honestly think he's gonna stay. at Leipzig.
I can see that. Alonso stayed. He didn't.
I think from a footballing perspective, it suits him the most because he started playing regularly at Leipzig. He's not guaranteed a place at Chelsea. He's not guaranteed a place at Arsenal, especially also. And he would be guaranteed a place at Leipzig far more than any of the other clubs. And at the same time, his agent could increase the release clause. So then in a year or 2 years' time, when he has fully developed and he's more ready to make the big jump.
Is that Jay again?
Let's see.
No, do you know what, Stefan? I actually agree with you that that's probably the most sensible thing for him to do. If I was his mum or his dad, I'll be advising him that. But as his agents don't really, very few agents.
Yoms, what stops if I'm Cesco? What stops me looking at Fabio Vieira, for example?
Exactly.
And saying, hey, that's what's going to happen to me. Rather than you want to give all these examples of young players who, okay, like let me understand to you then, Stefan, how many players have Arsenal signed
2 minutes
to go into the first team, who go directly into the first team with a clear, okay, you're going to be a starter. So like Ben White, you're going to be a starter. Okay, Rice, you're going to be a starter. Cesco's got that profile, and the people you bought like Cesco, they turn into rotational players at best in Trossard, or completely forgotten. Worse than Fabio Vieira.
Okay, well, I can name you for every Fabio Vieira. We have another compared to Chelsea, where everybody started laughing. If you compare our rate of youngsters that have progressed since we signed them, so you forget that when we signed Gabriel was 22. So
how long? But I would argue Nicholas Jackson has developed this season, across the season, as fast as any Arsenal player. As in Chelsea, Cole Palmer has developed a lot.
1 minute.
Like, okay, I'm not putting him in the they signed over 30 players.
I'm not putting him in the Chukwuemeka type signings. I'm putting him in the Jacksons. Yeah.
Okay.
He's improved.
Okay. I'll name you players that have completely regressed to the form that they were in prior to signing. That are young players. Caicedo. Yes, we're finishing. Caicedo, Enzo, Badiashile, Dizazi, Cucurella. Should I continue? They're endless.
Well, I mean, I won't get into the logic as to Chelsea buying players that were highly systemized and played in a specific formation and then putting them in a team that isn't systemized under Poch. That's a different question for me. Right. I'm saying give me young forwards, and I don't know, Stefan. This
young forwards.
Arteta isn't the youth player whisperer you think he is. In my opinion,
he's definitely better.
That's a bit sus.
He's definitely better than Chelsea.
That is no.
But no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's nice catching up, gentlemen. It's nice. Are we still live? Yeah. 3 hours. Bloody hell, you guys run a while. I'm scratching like a nitty. I'm just cold. You're just leaving me and Stefan. How have you been anyway, Stefan? You well?
I'm doing well.
I was just about to.
We're back.
I'm just about to press leave.
Are we live?
I'm saying.
This
get a room. I'm saying get a room. Are we live? Listen. There's other. We're gonna go live again. I don't know when. We'll go live again. I wanted to do Euros, but we'll save it for next week. Yeah. I think Euros will be better for next week. But thanks for coming on. I would say any final words, but I don't care. But yeah, big up everyone. Where can we find each and every one? Is anyone want any plugs? Any plugs? If you want any plugs, get out now. Toon Tactics.
Yeah. So, guys, Toon Tactics TV on YouTube. I'm so tired. I forgot everything now. TikTok, Instagram. I am releasing tomorrow a video around our Newcastle is around Newcastle's process. Can we trust the process? So do look out for that. It's everybody's favorite.
Hey, you hear that, yeah?
Let us know what you think. So do look out for that tomorrow, guys.
This is amazing. From Arsenal being taken the piss out of for the process and stuff. Now everybody copies that. Now everybody's
What have you done? What have you done? You said the P word, bro. You're not allowed to say that on the show. But yeah, guys, once again, please make sure if you're in the chat or if you're watching after, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel as well. Both channels. We're trying to do good things here. I'm gonna start doing shorter shows because this 3 hours is a massive.
Bro, listen. Why do you think I only come in after an hour or something? Because I know it's gonna be long anyway. What am I doing?
I need to pattern up. I'm doing it wrong. I need to pattern up.
Fashionably late. Fashionably late, Jay. Right there.
No, it's entertaining though, man. It just happens.
It is entertaining.
But guys,
I love the sayings today, and watching that Liverpool and Liverpool beef was dope.
Many life lessons.
Now, what do you mean, bro? Like Chelsea want to buy the whole fish.
Yeah, but listen.
I should have used Newcastle in that example.
Oh yeah, there's plenty more fish in the sea, and there's bigger fish to fry, guys. There's bigger fish.
Love that.
I can't wait for the Euros one. Let's see what Jay say. Let's see what Jay say.
I'm looking. It's coming home, bro. It's coming home. Southgate.
Not coming home.
I just want to say, guys,
Brazil not in the Euros.
Madison's coming home. Madison's
wait, I just want to say England have their best chance this year of winning because there's no.
Are you on Jay's side as well? We'll get into that. Don't worry about it. All right, big up everyone. We'll have that discussion soon. Trust me. But guys, big up. Make sure you join us soon, guys. Peace and love.